Alright. Is it working? Are we live?
Still says offline.
Is it? Let's see here.
I think it might be coming on right now.
There we go. I think we're getting somewhere now.
You are?
Hello. A little rough start there, my friends, but we're gonna get started now. Alright, there we go. Oh, cool, my mic is not peaking anymore, which is really good. Anyway, welcome to Chaoticcalling Streaming. My name is Starwind, and I'm here to take some adventures out exploring in the lands of Elsparia. We have with us tonight, Imara.
Hey everyone!
Faustus.
Hello to you all.
Surfect.
The one and only.
Romp.
Evening.
And Oren.
Hello, all.
Alright, let me see. My memory might be a little sketchy, but if I recall correctly, last week we left our adventures. They helped a young boy named Randall try to find his family at their house and shop. Upon inspecting of the home, there were no signs of the family to be found. Let me correct myself there. But there were several small clues or possessions that some may or may not have helped themselves to. But I do believe there was like a letter that was found, a book that was found, and several undisclosed items that somebody else found. Upon gathering this evidence and Amara making the most outrageous sand circus in the back, the group decides to escort the boy to the authorities and try to search out a lead to Dragonspine the next morning. One of the letters kind of mentioned Dragonspine, and that's their closest lead. After the boy was in safety, the group splintered off, agreeing to meet back at the inn. Surfik went to speak with his professor at the college and was able to catch him as he was on his way home. Oren, also in tow, came to gather information that the professor had and detailed the Hill of Might. There was some debating back and forth, and Surfik was a little unsure if he wanted to continue this adventure, and the professor's like, I'll go. By all means, I'll be more than happy to go. But Surfik managed to talk him out of it, and decides to help. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. Alright.
Oh no, you're 100% right.
Very good, very good. Alright, and Faustus and Kronk returned early to the tavern, where Faustus met Ninny and was asked if he wanted a reading, received a fortunate reading to be told. Amara had met with Reginald at the Masonry Guild, and learned of a rude master who teaches Amara the birds and the bees. Maybe that was a bad idea, I don't know. Nah, it's fine, I guess. Faustus and Kronk returned to the tavern as well, and where Faustus met Ninny and was also asked if they wanted readings, oh wait a minute, am I reading that wrong? Well, everyone returns to the inn eventually and gets ready for a long rest as a few more readings are had. I think Surfik had a undisclosed future that was read, so you could not see your future for some reason.
Fear.
Yeah, but other than that, we are...
She had Oren as well.
Yeah, and I can't quite remember. What was Oren's future reading?
It was basically stand on point on what he's trying to achieve by going after the
the Avenger, I believe it was. Something of that nature.
Yeah.
I know what you know. Alright, let me just set something up here on my phone so it won't bother us, hopefully. We'll see. There, problem has been resolved. Alright, well my friends, with this cheerful music in the background, what would you guys like to do? We'll say like, you're at the end of the day, the ladies retired already, you're left at the bar if you want to hang out for a little bit. Other than that, you can just go right into a long rest. Why are you still chattering? There, problem solved, hopefully? Hello guys, you still there?
Timing with music.
Yeah, feel free to jump in and play some D&D whenever you're ready.
Well, I for one think we should get some rest, as tomorrow is going to be a very long day. And I feel like we discussed everything that needs to be discussed.
All right. Good night, everyone.
And she's gonna walk outside.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, Imara, where are you going?
Like I just
Yeah, so is
Out
Amara.
there?
Amara, make a perception check as you make your way to the door.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, this is just to see if you catch a glance
Pulling
out
up
the window.
the character sheet. Rolling a perception check.
All right.
10.
Well, let's
Pretty
be
average.
let's be fair. All right. We're gonna see if you can keep eyes on Shella. All right. So you just see her leave the window, and as soon as you walk outside, you have no idea where she's at. If that's what you're aiming to do.
And she's gonna stand out there.
All right. What about
Slowly looking over because she does have a room, right?
It's like, I can't really imagine where else she would go.
I do not believe she sleeps very much.
I think she's gonna go out looking for rocks. Or build sandcastles. Or some other crazy thing that we have yet to see.
Well, she is always full of surprises.
Yeah.
No, we should probably all go to sleep. He looks over at Faustus. Right, Faustus. With a very, he's giving a very, stern look as though, like, you know what needs to be done.
It's, Krunk, will you be coming to the room anytime soon?
And he's gone.
He gone.
Frank just fucks right off.
Wait, why is there two of you?
Oh god, he climbed himself.
I didn't have control over that one, so I tried to drop it on, and
Did it not?
That's some high level magic.
I will.
First.
Yeah, I will delete it if it's. But go ahead.
Krunk casting Elect Room as a bonus action.
Prompt, remind me. Or actually, everybody else remind me. We did level up, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our current level is
3.
3.
All right. Prompt, did you level up?
Yeah, I didn't get anything. I just forgot to change my level. Yeah.
All right.
I maxed out on HP, which was nice.
All right. Cool. I just wanted to double check your circle. Circle of the light. All right.
Yeah, I don't get nothing special at level 3.
All right. Just double checking some players here, and yeah. So, Bronk goes to turn in. What about the rest of you?
I'm gonna turn. Well, I
Go
just
ahead.
talk
Or-
to the
Yeah, let one.
to get a room.
I believe you guys already got keys, right?
I think only Faustus and Kronk were sharing one. I don't think anyone else did anything else about getting a room.
Okay. Then it'd be like 5 silver to get a room. There's only the 2-bedroom room that's left. Probably right across the hall from them.
Okay, cool. So you said 5 silver, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that then.
So, I mean, unless you guys have any outside shenanigans you want to play out, I will go ahead and assume
Yeah.
you're all going in for a long rest.
Actually, yeah, there is one last thing.
By all means. That's why I say things like
What?
that.
Once Orion does kind of go off, once they're two alone, finally looking over, sort of finally asks, "Alright, Faustus, you need to tell me what's going on. You promised."
Are we treating things as though we have our 3rd level?
Not yet.
No?
Okay,
Well,
just double checking.
Not for you. Not for you. As far as
Yeah.
Surfing goes, yes, that's fine. Because we have to get through the long rest for you.
It's like, He's trying to think for a moment. Well, I was hoping to use mine and Krunk's room for a brief moment, but it appears that Krunk is already going to be present. Does there look to be like a nice corner where they can talk privately?
If you wanted to get further away, like over here, probably wouldn't be too bad.
And,
Crab walk, shuffle away.
Yeah, like right now it is like dead in here anyway because getting close to closing time as far as the bar is concerned. But yeah. So you take your
So-
drink, go off to the corner, a little quieter.
It's like, well, yes, I did exactly promise you an explanation. Just, I suppose, how do I start? After thinking for a moment, it's like he looks towards Surfect and says, well, I suppose maybe the best way to start is that Oren isn't exactly wrong in assuming that I have cult associations.
So with that, so you are part of the cult.
Well, the cult is where the erroneous part goes. I'm actually a part of a completely separate cult from the one that we are tracking at this present. But a cult nonetheless. And just sort of like takes a sip from his drink.
So you're not anywhere associated with this claw cult, yet your family knows them.
So, yes, that is correct. Or at the very least, they know individuals who are affiliated with them. I'll be frankly honest. They did not always discuss the more intricate manners of the cult. In fact, this was my first mission out since joining.
He nods. That's because. Alright. And you're not going to try to do anything to Oren?
I did not have any of the sort. I am very cross with him, and he's most certainly going to make my life much more complicated, but frankly, I don't think I could do anything to him even if I wanted to. That man scares me.
He nods. And he'll take a drink of his own, or think. The fastest, you really shouldn't try to get into anything dangerous like this. I understand it might be a family business, but it sounds like they might be doing something worse than you really want to get into part of.
Make a perception check, everybody that's in the bar.
God, she broke through the glass. I hate that shit. Like,
Well, she didn't break through the glass, but this amazing kobold managed to lift open a window and scurry herself in, but she just kind of like tumbles, so you hear a in the back room. I gotta see if the other people hear this as well, but yeah, so that
Ignore
noise
that.
comes through.
What on earth was that?
I'll barmaid if she wants me to check it out.
She didn't hear it. She's like, check what out?
Did you hear the sound that came from that room?
Oh, there's all kinds of noises that come from that room.
Okay. If you're fine with it, then no
Yeah.
need to worry about it.
I'm sure it's nothing.
it's a kobold finds some bounding, gagged customer in the corner going, "Ah!"
Somebody just tried to get into our cheese larder again. Those silly gooses. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut into your conversation. Please continue.
No, after hearing this, is the fastest. It really is not a good idea to continue on like that. And I know it's not none of my business at all, but the cult can be really dangerous. Demons, devils, or even worse.
I am fully aware, but when you come from a family like mine, there are certain obligations, especially when you are the first and only heir.
The door is closed, and she screams at herself, like, "Ah! Didn't mean for it to be that loud! Ah! Didn't mean to be caught! Ah! And she reopens the door and runs through it.
Looking over.
Wasn't who I thought it was
Is
it?
that a second window shattering?
Isn't that the kobold that works for that isn't that the kobold that works for that old lady?
Yeah.
That was yes.
My character pulls out his crossbow, trembling. We have to go get her.
She helped us. There's no need to get her.
He says, Orion, why are you acting so calm now about it? I thought you hated them.
I have no problem with Shella. Shella helped us fight.
Shella works for the claw.
Mara, you see this big old bush shaking over there?
I think she was hired. I don't know if they work for Claw. They don't have the symbols on them, but I think they might just do. Might be hired.
God, Orin, why are you so... As my character just looks so done for a second before he's like, I'm going to get her. He gets up, he starts going towards the door.
Make a perception check.
Trent goes and grapples him.
Whoa. Hands off, boys. Alright. Okay, so you get to the door. Orin goes to try to grapple you, so I guess make athletics versus his acrobatics? Or athletics.
That's the other way around.
Acrobatics. No, he has to make an athletics versus your acrobatics. I was talking about attacker to defender. And I assume you want to use acrobatics, because hard.
Crap.
Ooh,
Orin, let go! Let go! Are you stupid? Are you really this stupid, Orin?
you know she's following us.
Yes, and you know who she was working for, so why are you trusting her?
What do
Solid
you?
point.
Why
Fair
are
point,
you
indeed.
now all of a sudden not worried about? Why are you all of a sudden worried about Scarlet?
Because you pissed her off.
That's a fair point,
I'm
too.
not worrying her off. I don't think Stella's after me. I think Stella's after Faustus.
Oh my God, Orin. So my character just looks vaguely.
Do you let him go, or wait, or... Yeah, you're still holding him, so what are we doing here?
You gotta calm down and let Shella do whatever she wants.
Orin, please,
Not her.
for the life of me, listen to reason.
Do you really want to stand in between young Buff?
I don't even think I
What
can
are you
control this
talking
session
about?
anymore.
I don't know. She thinks she saved his life, and now all of a sudden she's following him. She seems only interested in Faustus. That might also be kind of useful.
He stops for a moment. He stops struggling for a moment as you say that. He calms down a bit. It's like, oh my God, Orin, you're right.
Your enemies? Hey, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So
And she doesn't seem that bright. We could probably use her.
she thinks she saved his life, which pretty sure she didn't. And also, she fails at traps according to her leader of the kobolds. So we have nothing to worry about. And if anything, we can defend Faustus. But I really think it isn't. But it's better to know who's following us than not.
Alright, so while you guys are having that little conversation, before I move on and let you guys continue, Amara, do you do anything? Like, you're noticing this bush shaking over there.
18 perception check meant anything. I've seen her.
Oh, she
I've
rolled
been
an
seeing
8
her,
on that
like,
stealth.
the
Yeah,
side.
you see her.
I've been
plain as
watching
day.
her for a while, just like hearing ambient sounds and yelling and people kicking doors and
Yeah.
grappling, and then another bush rustle, and she's just been like, just kind of like watching the stars.
She cares little of what's going on. Awesome. Just want to make sure, just in case you wanted to investigate further. Alright, you may continue, you two.
So yeah, my character begins to smile, and you just see this tongue sticking out, toothy, like fangs even poking out, just big smile. It says, Orin, I have an idea.
I let him go.
He says, "Alright, you did make a point. She isn't really bright." My character opens the door and says, "Hey, Kobold, do you want Faustus's meat?"
Oh God.
Oh my god.
And what's Faustus' reaction?
Yeah, Faustus, are you letting this happen?
Spit take. Spit take.
The second one that night.
The second spit take of the evening.
You see, you thought it was stairs, but instead it's humiliation we're working on. Make a persuasion with disadvantage.
Just what you get for being pretty.
Well, I got 13 nonetheless. Literally 13.
Wow,
across
you
the
didn't
board.
need disadvantage, did you? Let me see if she's gonna, like, if that's actually what she wants. Let's see. Let's see.
God.
Oh wow, she gets 12.
Come on down.
No. She doesn't leave her bush. Her head pokes out for a moment. You can kind of make it out, but she thinks she's hidden, and then she ducks back into her bush.
This is. Oh, Faustus would be so lonely without his savior and kobold mistress. Please come join us. We can save the child together, as he says with his tongue just like hanging right out, almost pointed, like in a jagged, devious sound.
Make a perception at disadvantage. Tomorrow you can make one at advantage if you want a part of this.
I'll make one, but
Yeah.
she ain't looking directly.
Yeah. Well, this is just to see what you see. So the bushes are obscuring what she's doing. Amara, you can see her building a net out of rope. She's working on a trap as we speak.
While all this is happening, Amara is just pleasantly looking at the sky. She's having a great time.
Awesome. I'm on board with it. There's what you think, a meteor starting to shoot across the sky.
Wow.
Shooting star.
I make a wish.
Oh boy.
Yeah, what's your wish?
I can't say it out loud. I'll message you.
Yeah, tell the DM. These guys don't need to know. Alright.
Looking back at Orin for a second, he looks back out and says, "If you come now, I'll let you sleep in Faustus's room."
Seems very busy with something. Your words are reaching, but she seems busy with something. Maybe it's a present. Who knows?
I think maybe she might be a little embarrassed, or she's just. I don't know.
Playing hard to get, maybe? Who knows?
I'm going to have to sleep with the door locked tonight, aren't I?
Probably.
Faustus, I need you over here.
Come here, Faustus.
He is glued to that chair.
Oh no.
Dervik, get for you.
I did say shenanigans, didn't I? Alright, continue. What do you do?
Faustus, do you want to keep an eye on her or not?
Reluctantly moves himself from the chair.
Yeah.
Slowly walks over.
And then goes to his room. No. As you reach the stairs.
My character pushes yours. My character then pushes yours out the door and casts Prestidigitation to make him look glittery and golden, so he looks even more vibrant and beautiful.
Oh dear. Alright. Okay, so as you get pushed out, you just gave her advantage on this net toss as she runs over and tries to toss a net on it. So let's see here. With advantage, she gets a 10. Oh wow.
A 10?
It lands right here. She goes, "Eh! Oh shit!" and runs back to her bush.
No.
Well,
I look at Sir.
I think I need to have everybody roll initiative now. Like, if we're going to do this in any kind of turn order, let's get that initiative order done.
Get over here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. But that doesn't... Wow, you guys are pretty fast, aren't you? Yeah, I guess this is a fight scene. Here we go. So she tossed the net. She was right here.
Magic.
Yep. So let me make sure my music's working. Come on, Jukebox. I know you want to work. Work for me.
Sent the wish.
There you go. So she tossed the net and failed, and then Surfik, you're the first one to act.
I cast Charm Person as my last spell of the day.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, and I'm level. The level. I'm technically level 3 now, right?
Yeah,
Or no,
yeah,
not me?
you're technically level 3. It's just certain people don't have certain things yet. You're not
Yes.
one. However, you're not fully re-healed either, though. So any...
I never took damage.
Yeah, but if you use any spell slots, they're still expended. But if you regain one
Alright.
because of a level up, then you got it.
I cast Charm Person.
Alright, show me what I gotta roll. Post the spell, please.
We'll see if I can get out of this mess.
DC 14.
What is it? Wisdom? Yeah, there we go. Alright, we get... an 11.
But I don't want to stay here.
But
As
I
my
am
character
compelled.
moving his body around like a snake, almost like, and holding his other hand to the hip as he like holds his hand up, waving it around as he's casting his magic. Like, but don't you want to see your cute fastest?
Whatever you say.
Oh my god, nobody should have this much power.
Bards.
So what's your command for her, or what do you want to... Well, actually, she sees you as a good friend, so what is the conversation to keep her here?
So, how about you stay here and admire Faustus and his beauty? I promise, he loves your attention.
Okay.
Takes a seat, cross Indian style, legs.
There we go.
Well, gee, that's his turn. Faustus, do you want to counterspell that or something?
I mean, you're asking the wrong level of warlock here.
I know, right? So, Faustus, like, technically you will have level 3 spells, it's just the other stuff we don't have yet. But, what do you do? She's admiring you intently. Like, she's hanging on every word you could possibly say.
So, now, Shella, how about you tell me exactly why you're here?
I don't have to tell you.
Oh my god.
Pretty please. And you kind of like...
Make a persuasion.
And
make
you
a
kind of
persu-
like...
Yeah, you get a persuasion for that one.
This is not Imara talking, this is Grace talking.
Yeah.
It would probably help if you valiantly tore your shirt open.
Pretty please. Oh no. Alright, so yeah, well, there you go. You have an advantage. Do you want to try to get that natural 20?
Let's see here.
Eh.
No, definitely not that one.
Yeah, alright, so we go with the 21. She says,
I had to come make sure you're alive. Make sure you made it. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're taken care of.
I don't think there's any aggressiveness.
My character gives like Faustus one of those kind of like sultry looks as he just like looks over with one eyebrow raised.
We're never getting the dragon spine, are we?
No.
And poor Kronk is like asleep, waiting for a turn, and you guys are like, yeah, okay, that's fair, I guess. Continue.
So does Orin want to tie her up just to make sure she stakes with us?
No, I'm fine with it. I don't think she's gonna be a threat.
I think combat's done.
Yeah. She starts gathering up her net.
But she's gonna know that Surfik cast that spell now.
How long's that
Oh,
last?
no.
1 hour? But you are a good friend, and you told her to stay put and admire Faustus and what she's doing. Meanwhile, Amara's over there whistling to herself, making a wish on a star.
She just been like that the whole time.
So yeah, with that being said, going and says like, Faustus, let's go back inside and let's bring your cute little kobold friend. You got such a catch, as he says with almost like a devious tone to his voice as he like elbows his chest.
Shella walks over and grabs his arm and go,
Come on, let's go.
Faustus, you can have my room. I think you'll need it.
You will.
jeez.
You just kind of like see in Faustus, like turns to Surfect, and you just see like the screaming in his irises.
Oh no! Oh no!
For the
All
split
right.
second, you just see the evilness that a Yanti can pull off in his. Just for that moment.
I think we need a.
I'm sorry, Oren. What?
I think we need a justice of the peace.
Oh, what's the justice of the
Oh.
peace?
Well, technically, I think I can marry you now because I'm level 3. Didn't I get a spell
Mary?
that can
Are you able to do that?
Ceremony.
do that? Yeah, sir.
Oh my god, cast ceremony!
You know, Faustus.
What?
Hold. Let's analyze this for a minute. This could benefit you, Faustus. For 7 days, you will have +2 to your AC. So, I mean, there's this and that, you know. Maybe the marriage
There's
won't
this
last,
midnight romance in the front of an inn at like midnight.
but yeah, the barkeep is
Mention
serious.
it was midnight.
Meanwhile, there's a green rock with pretty red wings on it that's right there next to your feet, Amara.
Well, I pick it up.
It's not a giant, but it definitely seems to resemble a brontosaurus with wings.
Oh my god. Shocked. Shocked. Does it move when she pokes it?
It does not, unfortunately. You did not signify life. Dead rock. Alright. But you find a pretty rock in that same... Like,
Keeps it!
there you go. You can put that in your inventory. Now I don't get to have to answer the other wish. That's all that I have to do now.
Oh, well, god damn it.
I know, right? You don't get to pick. You already said it. No, I kid. We'll see what happens. That's on you guys. But so justice of the peace. What are we doing?
Let's have us a wedding.
Oh my god.
Let's have us a wedding.
Faustus, you can definitely object.
Would it not be better to get the approval of the family? It would be incorrect to do a wedding ceremony without that, now wouldn't it?
Oh, very true. The clutch must know. I must go back to the clutch and let them know.
Yes, but the wedding ceremony will benefit you, Faustus, which you could definitely use against arrows.
Everybody's looking out for your well-being with that ceremony.
Surfer just looks up at Aura and goes, "Wait, how can getting him married with a kobold make sure the arrows don't hit him?"
Cobalt shield?
Like, I have an excellent idea, Shella.
Papoose? What?
Yes, return to your clutch tonight and tell them of the plans, and then you can travel along with us, where eventually we'll return to Perinthia and seek the approval of my family.
Oh, Perinthia, I've never been there before. Okay.
Yes, that's right. Wouldn't that be quite an adventure and quite the place for a honeymoon?
Alright, so now here's the question.
Is this really happening?
Surfik, your charm spell is in place, and you could counter this with just a few choice words, but so far it looks like she's buying into it.
Looking at his kisses.
But before you get married, you have to make sure you two are compatible. Why don't you stay the night? At least one night.
Oh, he makes perfect sense.
I'm sure Faustus needs the company.
Yes, he does.
Giant anime sweat drop.
My
Almost
character's tongue's just moving around like a snake as he's staring up at Faustus. Like the evilest parts are coming out of him right now.
Oh, man. Meanwhile, Kronk, you're having a wonderful dream. You're having a dream about the land. What is your land of choice, by the way? Was it forest? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was forest I ended up going with.
You're counting trees in your sleep. And then suddenly one of the trees comes to life and says, "Hey, Kronk."
Just run.
Kronk, where are you going? His face transforms into another tree. Kronk, we must talk.
But
Green's not a
that
creative
person
color.
over there needs my help.
That's true. Let's go together. And the tree like picks you up and takes you over there. Where are they at? Where's this person that needs our help?
All I know is they're that way.
How many of my brethren till we get there?
I'm not sure. I can only hear a voice, and it is echoing.
Then we must approach. And you approach further and further into this wonderful forest. The dream fills you with joy as you kind of like meet a new friend, perhaps. Or I'll leave it up to you if you feel like he's friendly enough for you. But he seems to like guide you in your adventure to find what it is to become a druid of the forest.
Kronk doesn't know of any bad trees.
That's true. So this tree just kind of like accompanies you in your dream, and you're going to help somebody. Whether or not you actually make it, it's up to you. Do you make it to whoever you're trying to help?
It's a dream, so probably not.
So for the rest of the night, you and your tree companion just continue onward and onward till sleep just goes too deep. The dream kind of slips away, but you can vaguely remember it. If you were to name this tree companion, what would his name be? If you like, I can come back and ask you that question later.
That's a good idea.
Alright, I'll come back to you then. I just didn't want you to feel left out. Meanwhile, outside, where the kobold's already getting her bridal gown in order.
Lord.
Bam.
So continue.
You sure? I can marry you guys right here, right now.
I mean, he's still charmed.
When I imagined tonight, I didn't imagine any of this happening.
Me neither. I thought I was gonna have to sneak in through your window.
Sort of like
This is a lot easier.
Fate has brought you both together.
Oh god, Krunk's just kicking in his sleep.
Something surely has.
This kobold has saved this man. And together, you will form a beautiful union together.
She tosses the net on Faustus.
Got him. All mine.
She backed herself a man.
I'll take that as a yes.
Come on, big boy. You and me tonight.
And she starts dragging you, or trying to drag you.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Do you resist, Faustus, or do you just follow behind her?
You know what? I will use my futile strength to try to see if I can get out of this net.
Yeah. Make an athletics, and she'll contest you.
Futile strength.
He knows his spell is on her, so she's not going to attack them. So his eyes are like kind of tearing up as he looks like he's holding in a laugh. His tongue's just still out of his mouth.
You can use acrobatics to get out of it too if you want. She literally tightened the knot, and she's like, "I'm not going anywhere." And she starts dragging you down the hall.
She got herself a man.
So this little kobold with some unknown strength is just pulling Faustus against his will. Just so everybody knows, I don't condone against the will, so if this is too creepy for some people, just say the word. We'll do something about this, like fade to black. But slowly but surely, Faustus and the kobold are going to a room.
Shockingly hilarious.
Okay.
Is this really happening?
Yeah, this
Is
really
Faustus not saying no?
Faustus?
No, he is struggling out of the net, but he apparently can't get out.
I put my arm around Surfer. I think we came up with a good deal.
I think we did too.
So basically,
Oh, she's dragging us to the stables.
yeah.
Oh my god!
We're gonna toss the hay.
Maple bacon, I like it. Thank you for the distraction, Kronk. I needed that. So we're gonna fade to black on Faustus' situation. I will definitely come back to ask you what happened.
Oh my
but
god.
You two in the front who have orchestrated this charmed person spell on a kobold, you filthy bastards. What do you want to do? I mean that with
My character
total.
looks up and just goes, "Oh my god, she's going to." He looks back. He considers letting go of the charm spell for a second. And he's like, "No, I'll let it happen for a while."
I don't even think that part of her needs to be charmed, to be honest.
We should probably go to bed, Orin.
Guys, really ready to get them married. I don't know if I'll get a chance to use that spell ever.
Let's just let him. I'm surprised you're able to let people get married, Orin. I gave you the. Never mind. You should probably get some sleep.
Yep. Well, remember, we gotta be up and early. We got that carriage to catch, and we're gonna defend them while we go to the.
Nah, he's like,
Don't let the screams keep you awake.
yes, he's just gonna head on side and just kind of like lay down on the ground next to Imara.
Alright, so Orin, you had a conversation that you needed to happen, right? So let's get that out of the way. The barmaid
knew.
Yeah, the barmaid looks like she's seen a lot, but not this much. And she's like, did a kobold just drag that guy off in a net?
Yes. They're gonna be married soon.
What? I mean, I'm not one to judge. I mean...
She saved his life.
Oh,
She
Oh, well,
and-
I totally understand how love can happen like that between interspecies. It's so tragic, though. But neither here nor there.
I don't judge. Love happens.
I try not to judge, but it does seem very weird to me. How can I help you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was curious. Have you ever, or do you know of a woman named Rita?
I mean, there's plenty Ritas in town. There's a Margarita, which kind of like points to a glass. There's a few Ritas down in the southern part of town, but what does she look like?
Well, I think she had brown hair.
It had a hood
She
on.
had long brown. Oh yeah, so she had a hood. She wears a hood and it has a claw symbol on it.
Wait a minute, are you telling me this is the same people you were asking about earlier, but this time it's a woman?
Yes, it's a woman. I was looking for a male, but now I found that there's a woman.
Oh.
And that this might be an adult.
Alright, so what I will do is jog her memory, so I'll make her make a history check. History based on intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
That's what I need to roll then. Alright, so an intelligence check, straight roll. Ugh. Alright. Well, so the rolls for the commoners are apparently being GM rolls, so if you need to vouch for me, I'm on the internet there, you can check that out. Roll the 1. I don't think I realized... I don't think I've seen anybody with that kind of description ever. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't help you about the guy, but I definitely haven't seen a girl like that.
Oh, I appreciate that. That means she's not from around here, most likely, then.
Probably. Yeah, like, if they're really secretive, then I doubt this is the city they'd want to be in.
I know they're probably up in Dragon's Spine, which is where I'm heading tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to find some information.
Well, I wish you luck, good sir.
I really appreciate it, and I head to my room.
She offers you a nightcap before you head up.
I'm good, thank you very much.
Alright, thought I'd ask. And then you mosey on to your room. Alright, Surfic and Amara, is there anything going on, or are you just gonna all fall asleep there?
Yeah, my character is gonna just lean back, hands across behind his head, laying Amara just kind of looking at the stars, and he's just gonna kind of contently lay there while doing so.
Mara doesn't leave from the spot. She hardly notices him there. She's just doing her own thing.
She's a humming, she's a hooting, she's staring up at the sky. Do you eventually get tired of this? Do you say anything to her? What are you doing, Surfic?
Yeah, he's just gonna contently lay there with a later next to her and kind of just pass out.
Alright, so you pass out eventually. and Amara, you're currently in your do not disturb mode, so to speak. Faustus.
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, while you're doing that thing, we're gonna go stay with Faustus. So Faustus,
Oh God.
let's have a conversation. I don't think it happens. Okay.
I'm going to see if I can convince Shella that holding hands is one of the best ways that people can show love for each other.
Ooh, yes. Make that persuasion check. He adores you, so you get advantage.
Come on, pretty boy, you got this.
And she's been influenced by Surfic to be able to gaze at you all night. She lets you out of the net, and then she grabs your hand. Like this?
Yes, exactly like that.
She gives it a good squeeze.
Yes.
She likes it rough.
Whoa, no, I didn't say it. I guess that's canon now.
Oh, why did I say anything?
No. So the two of you spend time holding hands, and then eventually, I don't know who passes out first, but she eventually, and then starts to fall asleep in your lap.
You're too rough, Faustus.
Or too boring. Holding hands, huh? No, but I like it.
There's a reason for this, but I'm not going to say it.
Alright, so she passes out. You have the net. You have freedom again, to an extent. What do?
He's going to slowly... Because we're in the stables right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She didn't know what room you were in, so she went somewhere else.
Yeah, he's not sleeping in the stables, so he's going to just just try to slink his way out.
Make a stealth check. I think that's one of those stats we can use. She'll have a passive 10, so all you gotta do is beat 10. Nice.
Thank God.
I was waiting for that 9, and then she wakes up and throws the net back over him. But you managed to make it out of the stables without waking the kobold. The net is still on the floor. Is there anything else you want to do?
So you know what? He's actually going to take the net with him, if for no other reason than to delay her attempt the next time.
Perfect. That sounds perfect. All right, and he will dash his way. Once he's out of range, he's going to dash his way back to the room he had with Krunk and sleep in a real goddamn bed. Good for you. All right, now we got everybody secured. So go ahead and move yourself to that room as you stealth in, and Krunk's having a beautiful dream. Finally, you're able to rest.
Oh God, Krunk lightly mews.
Hey, Surfing. You hear a noise in your ear.
He's gonna lightly open up one eye and look over.
You see a giant snake head looking at you. You're heading somewhere. Tongue licks out in the air. You can hear the hissing. Are you dreaming? You don't know, but Amara's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's gonna think he's dreaming for a moment. He's like,
I really thought I took care of all those weird, dark dreams.
He looks over, just looking annoyed. What do you want?
I seek a favor of you, Skillbound. I need you to retrieve something that is mine, and it will be located where you are heading.
Looking in noise cases.
You know, I left this life behind for a reason.
Your life is what it is. And the dream fades. And then you see what looks like a satyr just dancing in the back of your mind. And he's blowing on a bunch of pan flutes. And then the dream ends.
Yeah, he knows his he kind of knows his psyche, so
Meanwhile,
he's
Warren, let's see here. What do you get at level 3? Anything neat?
No, not really. I just got level 3 spells.
Cool.
Or level 2.
Oh yeah, level 2 spells. So level 3 I got
Or
level
level
3.
3. So basically, you have this vision, and you see what looks like a blacksmith. Is it your father? Someone similar. It's like you've always looked at this back for so long, and you just see the back of the smith just hammering away at a forge. And then it just kind of like wells you up with memories, and then all of a sudden these new spells that you're able to prepare for the next day kind of like come to you like they, like a natural sequence of events. The dream itself kind of like helps open up that pathway to start using these higher level spells. And yet you just see this familiar scenario. May not even be your father, but you could swear with the way the lighting is, it's just showing like a back of somebody who's just at the fire forging something made out of metal. You can hear the ringing of metal and hammer hitting. Ching, ching, ching. And just like that, it's like it's not only forging whatever this weapon is in your dream, but it's also forging you as a person to become even stronger in your own faith. Good night.
Nice.
And let's see here. Imara. That rock dinosaur you found. As Surfik finally passes out and you're in your routine of what you normally do at night, the rock kind of turns into a mercury form. And you can walk me through this if you don't agree, but I think this would be the perfect time for your power armor. Is that right?
Oh, so this is the special rock.
This is a special rock just for you because you made a wish. And it can turn into that mercury liquid form to coat your body and turn you into a magical girl if you wish.
Good lord.
Whatever you want to deem your power armor is basically what I'm saying. So
my character's gonna wake up and see Amara just looking like a superhero and be like, "What the fuck?"
Mercury power, make up.
But no, like this rock holds this cute little form that you dreamed up on a wish. And whenever you need it to become that power armor, it's there for you.
You're kind of weird, aren't you? Here. Oh, I know.
And she kind of like sculpts it into like a tool that she can kind of hide amongst her tool belt. But the tool has fairy wings and it's got a little dinosaur head.
Oh, I love it. So it keeps its dinosaur head and little flappy fairy wings. And what kind of tool is it? Like a chisel or a pick?
Let's make it like a 3/8 scraper or something. Like a little palette scraper.
Yeah, like a little. Okay, I got you.
And it'll have like a little triceratops head. It'll be really cool.
Oh, cool. So there you go. You can make that into your power armor, and we'll see how that goes. Now,
Weird.
Faustus. Finally, you're able to get some actual sleep. Aren't you happy?
in a real place with a real bed.
Aren't you just happy to hear from me again, Faustus?
Oh dear.
I've been reading here lately, and some strange events seem to be happening, right? Am I reading this correctly? There is a kobold who is chasing after your heart. Is this what I'm seeing?
How on earth can you see that?
I'm in hell, I ain't got nothing better to do. By the way, I was told by the big man, he slams this book shut, and it appears in your hand in this dream, that you were supposed to be given this. Now, I would do better than you have before, and not let it slip into enemies' hands, don't let it get out of sight, and don't you make any fun of those drawings on the last page.
Wait, drawings?
You heard me.
Man, Faustus with his girlfriend and sugar daddy.
Alright now, run along. I'm tired of this.
Faustus is just dumbfounded.
And that is how Faustus got his book. So, I don't know, in a dream, do you even go to look at what page it is and all that, or you just trust not to look?
But he said not to look at the drawing on the last page.
That is very true.
He's honestly afraid to look at it, so he just keeps it firmly shut.
Alright, and with that, each and every one of you managed to get a long rest. Speaking of which, before Kronk, or not Kronk, but before Surfik gets up, Amara, you are in awareness, so you can either stop or let this happen. But the kobold comes out angrily, stomping on the ground. You can tell just by her posture that she seems threatening as soon as she gets to where Surfik is laying sleeping.
What's wrong, puppy?
I'm gonna burn him.
Why?
He burned me last night.
Why did he burn you?
He tried to set me up with Faustus, but it was fake magic. Ooh, it was controlling my brain.
He starts to produce a firebolt.
Was Faustus under control?
Well, he was in my net, but then he got away.
I'm not sure if you know this.
I'm just gonna burn this
guy.
guy.
I've heard everything.
Does my character wake up hearing this?
Make a perception check. And what were you saying there?
Heard everything last night, and I mean, who's to say what's real and what's fake? You should talk to Faustus.
Alright, yeah, you wake up and hear that.
He's awake now. I lost the element of surprise.
And she starts running.
Okay, bye!
Bye!
Oh, she
Don't-
talked to me.
Don't tell him I came this way.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Looking as he's kind of annoyed from his slumber that happened again. He looks over at Amara and says,
Did you sleep alright last night, Amara?
Like a rock.
I'm sorry. I might have passed out last night here.
as he kind of gets up and says,
You were enjoying the stargazing and I didn't want to bother you.
Do that sometimes. Thanks when I get the opportunities.
It could be a nice pastime. I wonder how Faustus enjoyed his night. I'm pretty sure he's really mad.
Ah, so Orin and
So-
Kronk are awake. Okay. Oh,
Hang
go ahead.
on. About a wedding?
Orin made a really nice point last night. Keep our enemies closer. And she isn't really the brightest. If she sticks around us, well, there's no reason for them to send any other spies. And she'll be around so we can keep an eye on her. And since she is into Faustus, which, I mean, I can see why. Faustus is really nice looking.
As he says, kind of nonchalant, he says,
They could work to our advantage.
Ara looks really confused.
But she's like, okay.
Well, I mean, you said for yourself last night.
Said what?
Because you don't remember?
Which part? A lot of things were said.
You don't remember that she wanted...
and he kind of just stops for a second, like,
Never mind. We should get some breakfast.
Like the memory comes back in an instant. She's like,
Never mind. Let's get some breakfast. On me. I'll pay for us.
Okay, I have,
She follows you into the inn, but she's like,
It's really okay. I have this.
This is. Well,
She
what
kinda
about some
shakes out the
coffee?
bottle.
Sorry, what was
Coffee?
that?
What's that?
Sorry, what was that? Silo, I kind of interrupted.
Oh, she.
Coffee? What's that?
Is this?
Oh, it's a morning drink. You've never had it?
This is.
But let me treat you. I promise. It'll be nice.
He's just gonna go over here, and I'll give some other people screen time.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
One sec.
alright, so the rest of you are all gathering in the morning there?
Yeah, Warren's just really getting ready to get a move on. So Warren's just really just looking to head out.
Look that way. That'd be a better way.
So Faustus is walking out of the room, and he is holding a book, and he's looks like he is like flipping through the pages on it.
One should. And as you're in your room doing that, or did you come out?
Oh no, sorry. I meant to move my token as he's like walking out.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, you also notice like the ladies have come out of their room and they're all taking a seat over here. And Liana just kind of like whispers something to Nini, and then she's off to go take care of things. But they are seated over here in case you guys want to interact. But the rest of your party is out front, getting breakfast at the bar.
I'll to them just because I want to make sure everything's still good to go.
Mm-hmm.
My character's going to order himself and Amara some coffee.
Sure, I'm over here making a carriage.
She kind of samples the coffee by doing that kid thing where they're like almost like tentatively like touch the tips of their tongues to the liquid to like see if it's like drinkable, and she like
Bleh.
Oh.
You need this, and he just kind of lifts up a cup of sugar and just kind of pours some in there. Quickly stirs with like a little wooden spoon.
Looks up from his book and notices Imara and Surfect, and his eyes narrow.
My character's just like half-lidded, staring over at Faustus with a cup right up to his mouth.
Just kind of like walks over. It's like, good morning.
This is. I should I be crude? Not
You
too
should
crude,
be,
but should I be?
You should be something so that we can have another conversation too.
It says. It says.
So did the scales feel soft?
Bora's just spit takes like
Oh dear lord. Okay, let me go get a cloth. And the barmaid goes to get a
Oh
cloth.
wow! Oh wow! Coffee was great. Look at that! More people.
and she like starts walking.
My
Good save.
my scales always feel soft.
My character looks up for a moment, looks over at Faustus, and he suddenly puts two and two together, and his eyes go wide.
Wait, what? Faustus, I didn't know you liked crunk.
No, not even remotely. No offense, Krunk.
Fine, you are no longer friend.
Warren's hearing this, it's like, oh, this party's going south again.
Were you
I thought
expecting
we
us?
were going north.
Jeez.
I was saying that in my head.
Were you expecting us to have relations?
I was expecting the spell to last longer.
He takes another sip of coffee.
I'm expecting to perform a wedding today.
Nitty pipes up, like, wedding? I'm sorry.
Don't mind them, they don't know what they're talking about.
So, there's a soft breeze that kind of like fills the room for a moment, unseen of where it came from, and it's just kind of like scattered around, and all of a sudden Nitty goes, "Oh, such an odd group you have there, friend," as she kind of like turns her attention to Orin.
Yeah, he has a kobold following him that's in love with him, I think.
Well, there could be things that are much worse than that.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a zombie, it could be a demon.
Once Liana returns with the carriage, we'll be on our way. So please, take your time, have a meal, and if you're still game, we'll take you to Dragon's Spine.
I'm ready when you guys are. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll be prepared to defend.
Alright, so like last minute prep, I guess, or last minute shenanigans at the tavern before you leave. This is it. This is it. This is where you can do it.
Faust just kind of like walks over to Surfict, leans into his ear. I'm giving you a pass because you saved my life, but if you ever do something like that again, you know.
This is Bassus. I thought we were nice enough to each other. And just so you know, I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
As my character just smiles mischievously.
Let's test
Huh,
that.
I didn't
theory,
think you would be the type to try to set me up with someone else. And he kind of like walks away.
He blinks for him. I was like, wait, what? What? As he just like suddenly his face is turned around. What?
And with that, I think we should go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then hopefully we'll be able to go to Dragon's Spine next. How's that sound, guys? You good for that?
Yeah.
Or do we need to do some more shenanigans before we get out the door? Alright, that's what we'll do then.
I don't know, that 19, she might grab him again.
Nah, the passive perception on that stealth, yeah. But yeah, as soon as she saw some people moving outside, she jumped back in the bush, and who knows what may happen. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take 5 minutes. Everybody just kind of like hang out, get you a drink, get you something to do, a little snack if you need it, use the potty if you need to, but we'll be back shortly. We're going to go take our break as well. All right, my friends, we are coming back from our break. I'm glad I muted you when you said that. All right, wedding bells in the air, or not. Ninny eventually escorts the rest of the party, along with Asmaria, out to the carriage that Liana has secured. And I assume there's probably like a bigger portion of this carriage, so fit yourself anywhere in here. Like there's probably a big old carriage in the back of this. This is just the front part of it or whatnot. But yeah, other than that, you all kind of like load into the carriage. Liana quietly nods to everybody, and then off you start going. And the horses trot along, makes its way north, heading out of the city and on to the open road. It's no more than maybe 30 minutes to an hour before you realize the location where you started to swerve off to meet with Scarlet, and where the tracks of Rita and many other passengers or players who have, or people who have traveled the road have come through. So the tracks of Rita might be covered, but you know you're at the location where that crossing point comes into play. And then the cart continues further north. So as you're on this cart ride and you have 3 potential NPCs to chat with, is there anything you guys do while you are in the company of all these ladies?
I would probably be focused on just watching outside just to make sure that we're not being ambushed or attacked. So I'd be focused on that.
My character's gonna smile over at Foss as Cake says,
Did you enjoy your night's sleep?
Yes, the bed was quite comfortable. Turns the page in the book he was reading.
raises brow.
So what kind of book are you reading?
I suppose you might call this my spell book.
Oh, can I see?
Well, you can try. and hands the book over.
My character attempts to read.
Not in a language you can understand.
Yep.
Abyssal.
No.
Damn it.
Definitely not Abyssal, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he's looking there, he says,
Faustus, what is this language?
he's just flipping through the entirety of the book real quick.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Surfic.
Oh no.
You feel like you're being watched.
He stops for a moment. He gets like an eerily. He hands over the book. Says,
You can have this back.
Smiles the mischievous smile and takes the book back from him.
He says,
Faustus, what did I tell you about demon worship?
He's
I'm
just
sorry, repeat
assuming.
that?
He's assuming. He says,
Faustus, what did I tell you about?
well, better yet, how about this?
Faustus, what did I tell you about occult stuff?
Oh, I haven't any idea what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
sort of gives you a knowing look.
Surfix looks scared.
Did Orin hear him say that?
I mean,
he's
you're all in the
whispering.
same-
I'm trying
you're
to
all-
whisper.
Alright, if you're trying to whisper that, then I need a stealth check. Because otherwise I'll assume it's open air conversation and you are all very close to each other. It's not very good, so yes, you heard it. Unless we want to
Surfic,
force a...
In cult stuff.
Does Orin call it out?
Yeah.
Quickly looking over and snapping to his pace as he says quickly,
No. It's just something about the Scarlet that creeped me out. I'm not really feeling too well.
I'm gonna keep it to myself, but I noticed he said it to Faustus, right? Because the stealth check was so bad.
Mm-hmm. But you can make an insight check on that deception.
What was that?
You can make an insight check on his deception if you like.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. That is the thing we do here. Yeah, you can see right through the lie. Nitty pipes up, says, Now, please. No need to have any hustle or bustle about cults. Am I right?
Although speaking of spellbooks, Amara.
You see her, she has her little winged mercury tool, and she's kind of holding it out the side of the wagon, and she's like waving it up and down like it was on a riding ocean, pretending it's flying next to the cart using the moving background.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
adorable.
Oh, that's something interesting you have there.
Amara. I believe-
Alien gave it to me.
Hey, Amara. The wind's not technically
Yes.
blowing in your
They're
face.
sorry.
Yeah, the wind's not technically blowing in your face as you're like holding your arm out, but everybody sees your hair blow with the breeze. And then there's a soft smile around Ninny's face as she's just enjoying the chipper attitude of Amara.
Yeah, my character's staying silent for a bit before just going,
Amara, what's an alien?
It's... How do I explain this? Sort of like something from up there,
And she points to the sky.
he looks up.
So an arrow cracker?
I don't know what that is, but, can you keep a secret?
And she like whisper screams loud enough for everybody in the cart to hear.
And
Looks around.
Ninny turns
Yes.
to you and goes, Dear, if you want to have a secret, you need to be quieter than that.
Almost in a weird cartoon, and Mara's like, shh, like shushes Ninny, like she's spoiling the secret.
So she like puts a hand to her face like, oh, you're right, and just kind of like hushes. Yeah, and this woman still got the black blindfold, but she seems to look perfectly at everybody. Like her eyes seem to work. Like
Yeah.
she looks right at you whenever you're doing this.
Okay, so last night I saw a shooting star right in the sky. And so I wished for a dinosaur fairy princess. Then I got this rock.
Amara, what's a dinosaur?
Like in picture books. Look like kind of bird lizards.
He looks over at Krunk.
You know what she's talking about?
In Kronksan, you see a wooden carving that looks almost like the kobold, or a bad imitation of you.
I do not know of anything above the trees, except for the birds.
That's why I'm asking, because she said it was a bird lizard.
All I know
I
is
do
that.
I do not know of very many flying lizards that would be that high up.
Well, my dad's really smart, and he showed me a book of dinosaurs one time. And then I got this rock, and it does weird things, and she kind of shows you guys, again, in quote, secret, unquote. She kind of bends it, and it moves like liquid, but then she can, like, reshape it to, like, look however she wants.
By the way, Faustus, you know what dinosaurs are. They're pretty common in Parenthia.
It's like, oh, I didn't think that there were so many stories outside of Parenthia about dinosaurs.
Looks like
My
it's
dad gets a lot of commissions from Perennia, so he brings back storybooks sometimes.
I like how like just Amara just says perennia.
Parenthia, isn't it? Fuck.
Yeah.
No,
As he-
that's
as he
perfectly
looks up-
fine. People have been screwing
Yeah,
up
as he
Dragon's
looks-
spine as well, don't worry.
He looks over at Foss is like,
Do you know what a dinosaur is?
Yes, they're sort of a Would we say they're native or just very common?
Oh, they're native to definitely like the desert area. Here, I'll even show you a couple of pictures of them. There's these. And then let's see if this one's in here. See, we don't need a plot. Things just happen on their own.
It's like, oh, they just, they're actually quite common out in the deserts. Especially.
20 is being slow on finding this other one for me. But yeah, there's an Allosaurus, for example. Oh, hey, look, it did it. And the top of her little pool has the shape of this head, I believe. If it pops up for you guys. There you go. There's you a few dinosaurs, courtesy of Parenthia and D&D.
So, a giant dinosaur fae who is part of royalty. Amara, you're really creative.
Did you say creepy or creative? You cut out.
Creative.
Creepyative.
Okay.
No.
Oh, thanks a bundle.
Well, I do suppose you have to be at least a little bit creative to employ the magics that she possesses.
All in the tools.
Yes.
Although,
Tools
speaking of
indeed.
tools, do you happen to still have that spell book we found?
She takes out her backpack and she starts fishing for it. And she pulls out her rock collection. She starts handing it to Ninny.
Oh, sure, here, dear. I will hold those for you.
But she names them as she gives them to her. That's the worst part.
Oh, and this one is... Oh, okay. Yes.
And that one.
Mhm.
And then this one.
Mhm.
And then...
And she's like 15 rocks in, and then she's like, oh yeah, the book! And she goes and gets it.
So,
And it's in the front pocket, and she hands it to you.
but as you give her 5 of them, they're in her hand, and then the other 5 are stacked up in midair, and then 5 more above that, and they're just like floating with the wind, just blowing around them.
Laura doesn't notice.
No, but everybody else could kind of like look at this, and she's smiling. She's quite happy. She does not mind holding onto your rocks.
So, if you don't mind, I would appreciate having that. I think there might be some magics I can take use of and put into my spell book.
She's already given it to you.
Oh, you want to keep it? Sure.
Would you like your
thank
rocks
you very
back,
much,
dear?
Imara.
Would you like your rocks back, dear?
Oh, and she looks in her lap like,
Where'd they go?
Ah, right here. And they start spinning in a circle in the air around her hands. And there's like 3 layers of 5 just floating in the air. And then they slowly draw a line towards your bag where you had them. And they all slide right back into your bag. There you go.
she like checks the rocks for runes, and they're all blank.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
And as the rocks enter your bag, you can feel that breeze fly up past your hair and through the other side.
Whoa.
And then it goes out the window. Warm winds, child. It's a blessing of Kazuya that I've been granted.
Is there an arcane binary symbol for that? Would you happen to know?
Might look something like this. And she draws what looks like the wind emblem for Kazuya, and it's like in green lighting. And then it fades away.
God,
as
she like
finishes.
takes notes and starts like deciphering.
Yeah, and it's just basically an emblem that represents Kazuya. Anybody who has religion like Orin might be able to make a religion check if they're not familiar with the god, but might have heard of in a more intimate manner like religion. Anybody trained in religion or lore, I would suppose a bard could make a check. So if you want to make a religion check as well, go for it. And then Orin, hey Orin, you know all about
Wow.
this.
And my religion sucks.
Yeah, well, not that bad.
Time to get religious. Where's my religious check?
Not much about the Wind Goddess, but sure a lot about Dindar. But anyway, she happily informs you that, yes, I am a seer of the goddess Kazia. That's how I can see your future and use this technique. And you all feel a brief breeze just form out of nowhere. Just kind of like encircle around your hair, kind of like moving small objects around you. And then she just kind of like puts her hands back on her lap. And Orin, you're familiar with Kazia being one of the main goddesses that kind of like control major regions, to be honest. Like the air you breathe is definitely a part of Kazia's effects, so that it's believed. But, you know, Kazia is the storm, she is the wind, and this here is apparently a seer who has been blessed by Kazia.
Wow.
And Kazia, I would know, is a good god.
Yes, he is very life preservative. He would definitely make sure that people can breathe, definitely. So she has a major influence because a lot of people, like, get it confused that the wind is also the air they breathe. In a way, it is. But, you know, it's just like she gets confused in Mother Nature sometime. But she is definitely very well worshipped. And you may easily find her temples in almost any major city.
I would say it's really nice to be graced by a seer of Kazia. It's a blessing.
Well, if you must know, I'm looking forward to this trip coming to an end. I'm looking forward to meeting up with one of my friends.
Kazia, I'm not. Nini, I have a question for you.
Yes. What's on your mind?
Do you know about a cult that might be in the area of Dragonspine known as either Hill of or Hill of Might?
What was the first one you cut out?
Hill of the Hawk.
Hill of the Hawk. She kind of like looks at you for a moment, and then she stares off like behind you, like she's looking between you and another person that's sitting next to you. There may be one you can ask to get the information once you arrive in Dragonspine. As far as me knowing personally, I know no one who is a part of this organization, but there are those that I know who carry information. You will see them at a tavern with the Weeping Tiefling. She kind of like closes her eyes, or at least you assume so, as she kind of like folds her head down. Perhaps that.
Appreciate that.
So you're trying to like do something that she did through the air, and you're over here messing with these rocks trying to make them look like it? Is that what you're doing?
Well, she drew an icon in the air for everybody to see.
Yeah.
So Amara's like fishing through her bag and pulling up like a rose quartz and like comparing it and being like, no. Pulling up an adventuring, no. And like kind of like matching.
Make an Arcana check. This sounds like something magic-y, right? Let's see if this investigation of yours bears
22!
fruit. Wow, you're pretty good at Arcana. So, here's the thing. You can think of two things right off the bat. Either she's just faking it and that was just a figment of your imagination, or let's see here. There's just no way you can get to the same level of arcanic magic that she can produce. Lights in thin air? That's unheard of. Perhaps that's a challenge. Produce light out of thin air. And again, maybe you already know how.
Some kind of speed booster.
Kind of like sees you over there, like digging through your rocks and thinking hard on it. Is there something the matter, Amara?
In the matter of 3 seconds, she dumps out 3 paragraphs worth of jargon that essentially means,
I'm looking for a way to empower one of my rocks with whatever that was to make people go faster.
Oh, I see. So what you're looking for is, and she like grabs one of your rocks, and she draws like an H symbol. Like you're looking for a way to draw haste, perhaps. And the arcane texture becomes known to you.
So can I put haste in my spells?
Sure. I'll let you do that.
What
I think that's
is haste a level 2 or level 3?
I think it's a level 3, so you won't be able to use it right away. So you'll be like practicing this little emblem. And it's not like she knows your magic, she just has a sight of her own that's kind of like revealing things before you actually learn them.
Okay, cool.
And she basically says to you, kind of interesting that I run into another one of your kind. She like puts a finger to her lips and just kind of smirks at you as if sharing a secret. We should be
Imara
there.
has no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, she just basically said it's kind of interesting to see another one of your kind. And then, she just kind of like does the little shush thing and smiles at you, and then you guys continue along your journey. Is there any other conversation pieces you want to bring up, or
There will be
shenanigans?
No, it's like it just like basically in Surfik's ear. He doesn't hear it outside, but he sort of like hears it in his ear regardless. Do be careful what you say in public about this.
What is Surfik?
Surfik is able to respond with a similar whisper.
Is this a message?
Yes.
Oh. Oh no.
Do you reply to that message, or is that your reply?
I'm sorry. Sorry, what was the message again? I was messing with my mic during that.
Oh, we missed it.
But like you'll basically hear sort of like a whispering sound in your brain. Please do be careful what you say in public about this sort of thing.
I'm sorry, the book startled me.
To be fair, it startled me too.
Don't go looking on that last page, damn it.
Does my character hear that?
No, that was more of a DM joke than anything.
I was about to say, if he did, he just suddenly looks at Foster and goes,
No. That if anything, that was only for Faustus.
Oh wait, that reminds me! And she pulls out 2 snow quartz and she like starts like going to town like,
Faustus, hold still!
and she like a freaking jackhammer, and she like gives you a +1 AC enhancement bonus to your armor.
Surfik, you're next, hold still!
Wait, what are you doing?
And she sits quietly for the rest of the journey.
Alright.
my character blank eye with like one eye just teary for a second. He just got batted on.
Oh, is a busy one she is.
You hear a female voice from up front say, "Mistress, we're approaching noon. Should we rest for lunch?" "Yes, let's all take a rest and stretch our legs, shall we?" And the carriage pulls off to the side of the road, and you're all able to take like a short rest, though I'm sure none of you wasted any magic or anything. But meals are prepared. If you feel you need to use a ration, you may. Otherwise, I think Ninny and her group would be more than happy to supply food for everybody.
Hey.
Krunk's gonna go look for herbs.
Yeah, make a survival check. Nice, Kronk. What are you looking for in particular?
Standard stuff, cure wound stuff, and maybe some berries and stuff to nom on.
Yeah, you can definitely find like a vine of grapes, some blueberries, some mint. Let's say like sprigs of mint that sometimes get used in healing potions to like stave off the bitter taste, of course. Spearmint flavor, yum. Or you can use it for flavoring for anything, to be honest.
Whatever food.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Sorry.
So once upon a time, we actually had a list of herbs that were like healing, and I have no idea what to use anymore because I don't know where that list went.
Oh yeah, today is 420.
Let's not promote that, please. Okay, I get it. You want that? Sure, you can have it, but I'm not going to promote it. But I would say you would definitely find, like, the main thing I can remember is like ginseng. You can find like some hidden grove of ginseng and maybe some mushrooms. Let's see. So yeah, if you want some berries and grapes, that's easily done. We'll say like 3 sprigs of mint and about 4 stems of ginseng if you want to get technical on the number. And not sure how interested you are in mushrooms.
It depends if they're the food kind or the medicine kind.
Let me check what... These might be medicinal. Let's see here. I just want to see what types there are for medicine. Some white button. We are taking a quick look at Google. Yeah, I would say these are like food types, just to keep it easy. So nothing medicinal, so I guess you leave the mushrooms alone.
It'll just take a couple of them.
Alright, you can put like 1 ration of edible mushrooms for now. What about you, Amara? Do you want to do any investigations?
Right, rocks.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. But that is kind of your thing, right? So...
It's true.
Alright, what did we get? Ooh, that's pretty good. Let me take a peek at this. So, there's like a small pond nearby, and I would say you find about 3 or 4, we'll say 4 pebbles of blue quartz, and a couple of rondite, and 2 rose quartz. That sound fair?
Sounds fair to me.
Cool. You write that down because I'll forget it. And
Big bag of rocks.
there you go. So Amara comes back with rocks, Kronk comes back with mushrooms, and you know, Denny and her ladies will offer to cook it up or use it in the meal if you guys want. Otherwise, you can eat it raw if you want. Totally up to you. But you guys get to spend at least a half hour camping out here, just stretching your legs, doing whatever. Any conversation you want to have?
So when Faustus finishes his meal, he just kind of like stands up and stretches.
He is still. My character just casually says while chewing,
I wonder if that kobold's still following us. I don't know if she's as fast as a cart, but I didn't see her on it.
Make a perception check. I wasn't lying, Surfic. Roll a perception.
I did. Oh.
Okay, yep. Neither one of you see her.
Oh, no, that was I meant to click the global thing.
Oh, you were going to give him guidance? You got to say you give him guidance too before.
No, it's I was actually going to do like a thing for I was going to do it for myself, but I accidentally clicked the thing instead of
okay.
Because the box wasn't turned on.
I just wanted to make sure he wasn't getting it. All right, cool.
But I'll just go ahead and roll the perception and find the box in a second.
All right.
Yep, I definitely don't see it.
Don't see anything either. So yeah, and
I'm probably just gonna be looking around just to make sure there's like no signs of ambush or people Their enemies.
While you're doing that, you're not the only one. Liana does it as well. I need to hit cancel. I did that wrong. So she's going to make a perception. You make a perception as well. You guys scurry around the cart looking for any kind of threats within the area. Nothing. It's a peaceful day. And
I'm just gonna just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, Liana kind of like pokes you for a moment. It's like, did you see anything around?
No, I don't, but can't be too careful to be on guard at all times.
Indeed. She quietly starts to walk away.
Which one's the dancer?
The one in red. The one in green is who he talked to just now. The red one is Asmaria, and she's just been quietly serving up the meal, preparing everything, and she's just taking care of her mistress. And you still see that pale mark that's around her neck.
Mara rudely stares.
So, yeah, she finishes serving Ninny, and you see Ninny starting to eat, and she kind of like tilts her head towards you as Ninny tilts her head towards you, noticing what you're doing, but as Maria like takes a moment and then follows her facial expression and then looks to you, is like, "Can I help you?"
Really?
And Mara just kind of casually stares, sort of not just the neck, but observing these little motions she does that kind of reflects her ability to like dance and perform, and just watches her.
And she seems put off by your super analytic look. Is there something the matter? Is there something wrong with my clothes? Is there something wrong with my face? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
And she kind of turns back to whatever she's doing, which is probably rock related, and she kind of like on her own time, like kind of practices flicking her wrist or like doing things the way she was kind of doing it.
She turns to Ninny, and Ninny just gives her a smirk, and she looks at her confused, like gives her a "what was that about" look, and Ninny just smiles and laughs it off. Okay. I can tell we're in great company today. But yeah, eventually you all have a meal, and then Liana kind of like pulls her bow back to her back, puts the arrow back in its quivers, like, we should get going, and then ask everybody to get back on the cart. And Liana just has like a monotone tint to her voice, like there's some feeling that's missing. And Asmaria just kind of like smirks and says, "Don't worry about her, she's going through a lot," and then hops onto the cart. Ninny joins you all inside the carriage, and eventually the cart continues. It is probably 4 hours later, after you guys have your little lunch, that Liana finally turns back, unless there's something you want to do between now and then, but Liana will inform you that the town is up ahead. Right. With that, Liana turns to you and says, "We're closing in on Dragonspine. I hope you're all ready." And Ninny smiles, "Well, I hope she's waiting." And they continue to drive in. And as you drive into this city, you see what looks like a bony tail of a dragon, but skeletal. And it like lingers upon a gate, and just the end of the tail like tops the gate that you're currently going through. And then eventually you enter into the southern portion of Dragonspine. The cart continues northward on the main road, and you can see like several warehouses where you're at currently, and then the warehouses turn into storefronts, and the storefronts turn into an inn and a tavern, where the cart eventually stops. At this point here, let me just pull out my notes about good old Dragonspine so I can give you more details. But is there any conversation happening in the meantime, or no?
Yeah, no, looking up at this, pretty much it is a literal dragon spine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I see where the town got its name.
And you pull in front of a tavern, or an inn actually, called the Dragon Claw Inn. And Ninny points to the inn and says, "This is where I'll be waiting for my friend. So if you need anything, you let me know. Also a good place to stay if you guys are looking for a place to stay for tonight."
I appreciate all you've done for us.
Oh, it was a pleasure to be in such great company.
Do you know where the weeping tiefling is from this point?
Find a tavern. It's not far off.
yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
My character's actually going to check out the tavern.
So across the way from this inn, like next door pretty much, there is a tavern called the Hellstone Tavern. So Ninny and her girls start to get down. There's a guy who comes over and asks to take care of the carriage for them. And they're paid to take care of the carriage. And you guys are escorted off, or, you walk on your own, however you want to do it. And eventually she says, "Well, I guess that'll be it for now, unless you guys need anything. We'll be here for hopefully not too long, but who knows. It'll probably be a day or two."
But until then, I have enjoyed your company very much.
Indeed. Warm winds to you all.
Warm winds to you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
And Kronk is already gone.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go with people who want to go a certain place that's already noted. Those going to the tavern, who do I have?
Me.
It's not the weeping tiefling though, that right?
The tavern is where the tiefling is crying, so to speak.
Oh, okay, so I misheard that then. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
basically she was giving you a cryptic message.
Okay, cool, yeah. So the tavern.
Yeah. And yeah, she says the tavern is where you need to go, and the tavern name is Hellstone Tavern. Anybody going to the inn? Anybody?
Isn't the tavern the inn?
There's an inn, and then there's a tavern next door to it. They are two separate businesses. One is for lodging, and one is for drinking your ass drunk. In this particular moment. Or we can call it a bar if you want.
Which one has the better architecture?
The Dragon Claw Inn. I mean, let's be fair. It's better architecture that is based upon Dragonborn. And as you look around this town, you'll notice the population on the outskirts is mostly Dragonborn. Quite odd, as it's never been seen anywhere else in this capacity. So this town is very Dragonborn driven. Depending upon where you go, you can explore further, or if you're just wandering around like Kronk, I'll just kind of go with Kronk.
I would make sure to tell the group that, remember, we are here to try and find those that took the boy's parents.
Maybe we should start with the guards?
We have information that we might find information on the Hill of Might or the Hill of the Hawk at the tavern.
Okay. And she goes to the tavern.
Okay. So, Orin Tavern, Surfik Tavern, Amara Tavern. Kronk is wandering the streets. Where is Faustus going?
I think Faustus would. You probably think the he would probably actually like venture for the tavern first, just to see if there are any notable characters or maybe even overhear conversations.
Yeah, my character's gonna come with Faustus.
Alright, so you enter into the Hellstone Tavern. Kronk, I'll get back to you in a moment. This tavern has all its tables and chairs kind of on the edge, and has an open circle that seems to be clearly viewed in the middle. Is it used for dancing? Who knows? As you kind of enter in, there's several ladies going around in this circular setup, making sure everybody has drinks and checking in on everybody. You can see what looks like a half-orc woman. There's also a gnomish girl wandering around handing out drinks. And then there's this gnomish male that just kind of like comes from the back room with some drinks as well. And he notices you all come in. He's like, "Ah, well, what have we here? Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the Hellstone Tavern. Don't just stand there and gawk. Get your seat. We'll be with you a moment. Right, dearies?" And the girl's just like, "Yes."
Yeah, blinking. This is like,
You know, I would have expected tieflings running this bar.
and he kind of just shrugs and goes to find a seat.
And the guy finishes giving drinks to a nearby table, and he comes over. "Tieflings? Seriously, what do you think this is? Speaking of tieflings," and he like points to one of the tables, and you see a red-skinned tiefling girl, just like looking down a bunch of drinks, and then just seems to be saddened. And there's like a human male with a black goatee of sorts and black hair, just like patting her on the back, like, there. But you all come into this tavern and take your seat. "So, what can I get for you? What kind of drinks do you want?"
I suppose, what would you say would be the drink you're most proud of?
"Oh, we have plenty of boot liquor."
You look at it.
Hey, Faustus, order for me. I'm going to go see what's going on over there.
As he points to the table.
So, can I interest you into the boot liquor? Boot liquor for all of you?
I don't drink.
No, thank you. But I do have a request.
I only do requests for pretty girls, and you know what? You're a pretty girl. What do you need?
Wow! We're on a secret mission.
Oh,
and we're gonna
really?
need information.
Oh, information. Well, what kind of information do you need, little lady? I know it's ironic, me asking you little, and I'm little.
We're about the same height. She kind of like measures, and she's like, and there's clearly a foot difference.
Oh, clearly. Maybe even more. But
yeah, I'd love if the Cobalt was with us and be like, "What about me?" And you just hike up the no and going, "You still have to pay."
Now, don't encourage that thought. All right, so he's like, what kind of information do you need?
So, friend of ours, his parents went missing. And we think it might have something to do with she looks right, she looks left, she leans in and whispers, "Hawk."
The hawk, you say? He like gets into a hush, whispers. Apparently something you said disturbs him. You can clearly see his complexion change.
You know anything about that? She's like happy in rainbows and doesn't understand what that means.
Well, there's been talk of missing children every so often, young one, but you stay put with these fine people. You'll be okay, little girl. It'll be okay. And he kind of like walks away, treating you like a child, and just wanders off. Oh, the poor
I don't think
dear.
he knows anything.
Clearly, something about that cult around here. He said missing children, so maybe he suspects that the cult is taking them.
Meanwhile, Surfik is going towards the man and the woman.
Yeah. He's gonna saunter. He's gonna walk on over and kind of popular.
Well, hello. Excuse me. My name is Surfik.
Says he kind of just slides on it. It's like,
I actually have a few questions. If it'd be quite possible to answer.
Well, what do you have?
As he goes,
So, What may seem to be the problem? You seem more upset than anyone else in this bar.
She is currently on her 10th bootlicker, which is astonishing considering that people normally don't get past their first. And look, friend, I don't know if now is a good time, but her mom's missing.
This is
Well, that might actually come in handy to know. We're currently looking for a kid's parents as well. They kind of went missing around here.
I've heard a little bit about these kids that are missing.
No. The kid isn't missing.
Oh?
It's the parents that were taken.
Wait a minute. More parents were... That doesn't add up. Pyra. Hey! Talk to me, woman! Hey! What do you want, Leon? I need you to leave me alone for a little bit. Oh, now you want me to leave you alone? Okay, perfectly fine, but these fine folks would like to ask us some questions. And this drunken red-skinned tiefling stares at you like, what do you want?
This case is.
Can you at all recall what happened to your mom?
She kind of starts to bawl a bit, and he's like, oh, why did you have to bring that? Okay, dear, I need you to calm down. I need you to focus. Come on. Look, listen. We're gonna find her. These people might have some information, and maybe we could trade information. And he stares at you with daggers.
My character frowns as may I roll a persuasion to kind of honey words this a little.
By all means, go for it.
Ooh. Why am I rolling bad on this?
And why can't I find Pyra's token?
As a guess.
Well, we might have found some information about a cult that's doing all this. And while dealing with them before, we found a child whose parents were possibly taken by them. And they were around here. It has something to do with this place called Hill of the Hawk.
Hill of the Hawk. What a stupid name.
It
is really stupid.
Yeah, somebody should definitely tell them to rebrand that.
But I do want to know if you know any information that might have happened. Maybe you could help me and my friends. We're trying to find more information. We could possibly save your mom.
Pyra, leaps up, Hill of what? Hill of who? Hill of a hawker? I will hawk them right into the next year if they stole my mom. Calm down, Pyra. Calm down. That a girl. Yeah, yes. Drink another. I will tend to this.
Hear that, Oren? Those people know something.
They might. So then I'll walk up towards them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. This is not the exact representation of the bar, but we'll definitely use it, because why not? Sir Fick, you're somewhere in that hot mess.
Do you know anything about Hill of Might?
Do I know anything about Hill of Might? Yes, I do know. I know quite a bit about him, actually.
Can you tell us? It's really important.
Oh, you want me to tell you? Oh, I see where we're going with this. So, I guess the question... there, dear. And he, pats her back. Why is it gotta be calm down, dear. Information's usually not free, so... If there's any information you can give to me, maybe we can do a trade.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, as you can see, my wife here, as beautiful as the day I seen her, she's missing her mom, and her mom is human. So if you could put 2 and 2 together, I am concerned that her father, that we don't know exactly who, is out of the end of the day. Dear, I need you to calm down with the outburst. It's not helping anybody. So she thinks some devil from the world down yonder has come up and scooped her mom away. Do you know anything about devils?
No.
Slowly turns to Faustus. Slowly turns back.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can do that?
If you could see Faustus doing all that, yeah, sure. And thank you for the biddies there, Ryan and Connor. Yeah, I think everybody might have been doing it at the same time, like, even Amara, even though she doesn't know why she's doing it.
Faustus
Yeah,
said,
she'll see Seraphac doing it, and then she'll do it.
Like, what are we looking at? Yeah. And Leon's like, look, alright. Maybe I should be first on the table. Maybe you know something. You look like the adventuring type. I've seen your type before. And you're looking for this information. Maybe we can help each other. So here's the deal. This Hill of Might you're looking for? Yeah, I don't know exactly where. I don't know exactly how. But this group works undercover. They are like an espionage group of their own, if you get my drift. As a matter of fact, these guys, and he like points right behind him, you never know. They might actually be one of them.
I could be one of them.
I'm just gonna go and roll some insight.
Yeah, you can do that. And meanwhile, Leon
And
turns
that's 20 it.
So Leon turns his attention to Amara and goes, "You're right. You probably are one. You should definitely check yourself. Do you have the pendant?"
Pendant.
Oh yeah, they have. They have. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, continue.
I rolled a nat 20 on insight.
Oh, he almost got over on you. Do you have the pendant on you? Well, then you must not be one of them then.
are you talking about the claw?
Is he wearing a pendant?
Yeah, make a perception check.
He says, she tries to be incredibly, brutally honest.
I don't have a pendant, but I do have adventuring.
And she puts down a green rock, like,
Your move.
I think we need to get more serious about this because we are here to find people that were kidnapped. And maybe this has to deal with your wife as well. Maybe her mother was kidnapped by the same people.
I see your rock, and I call you a quill. And he pulls out a pen and puts it on the table.
Yeah? Well, I see your quill and I raise you.
And she puts down an empty cup. Like she's some big spender.
Yeah, and he sees, let me do an insight on you. So your intent is to be the big spender, and I'm going to see how he responds to this.
So stupid.
He pulls out a piece of paper to add to his collection. He's like, I guess I'm going to have to call. He puts down the paper.
All right. Show your hand. What do you know?
He shows his hand, literally. He's like, I know about as much as you do, but I know where to probably start.
I've never seen this variation of poker before.
And she shows her hands, and they're empty, and she says,
We're looking for the lost parents of...
what was his name again? Was it Ralph?
Ralph?
Randall.
Randall, excuse me. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's been a while.
We're looking for a son of a shepherd.
We're looking for the lost parents of our friend Randall, and we think they might be taken by the Hill of the Hawk.
Looks over to Amara and goes, who's your friend?
The Hawk is basically...
Go ahead, Orin.
The Hill of the Hawk and the Hill of the Might and Hill of Might are the same thing.
That's kind of like what I've heard too. Like, okay, so don't get me wrong. Like many groups come up with stupid names, right? Hill of Might, that's got some power to it. I can get behind that one. Not quite literally. I'm not any part or associated with them. However, whenever I was working with some shadier characters, Alright, dear, I need you to calm down. You see this woman just bawling as she's trying to drink the rest of her bootlicker. I'll deal with her later, but for now, basically, yes, they are one and the same, and I guess this cell had no creative juices or line of thought to name themselves something more exotic that would get a pin with the Hill of the Might. So, Hill of the Hawk, or Hawk of the Hill, or the Hell of the Head, whatever they want to call themselves, these bird brains, what have you. There's been some happenings as of late. I don't know if you've heard, but children have been kidnapped.
Yes, we have heard that.
And
the character blankly says,
I told you about it.
No, I'm talking about recent. Like I was hearing stories while we were sitting in this tavern by a blue dragonborn who claimed that one of his little girl, no less, like no more than 10, was abducted. And if it was for some brave adventurers who came out of the kindness of their heart and took care of that problem, she would have been kidnapped. They freed 3 extra kids as well as they went to investigate. Where did they say that was? Pyra, can I get you to focus for 5 minutes? They said it was in the mountains up north and that was... yeah, that's right. The mountain. There's like a mountain passage where they used to hang out. I'm not sure if that hideout is there anymore, but apparently these adventurers went in there and took care of things.
As soon as he says that, Orient recalls the conversation hearing from Rita and Scarlet Northmen was mentioned. So now he's thinking that that might be where they might start looking.
Are you looking for something more than just the hill?
Question, to clarify, so there are kidnappings, but adventurers came in and saved the day, so are the kidnappings old news, or are they still happening?
There hasn't been a kidnapping since, and it seems like this is like 3 or day. He'll inform me like this is like something that happened 3 days ago and nothing's happened since, but people are still a little bit leery about letting their kids out.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and yeah, he'll let you know that much as well. Yeah, just to be clear, like it's been 3 days since anybody's been kidnapped, so these adventurers did a good deed. I don't know if you heard of them, but they keep calling themselves the Forgettables.
We should come up with a name!
That's not important.
Yeah, and Leon's standing there like, should I encourage this child or... Oh, yes, important. Let's stick on task. Yes, you can either check up in the mountains, which I highly don't advise. Like, if they had anything there, I'm pretty sure it's been taken care of by now. Or you'll have to find some underground information. Like, I started to dig, but I haven't really gone fully into it yet. I have some contacts. I've yet to hear back from them, but maybe something will come up in this department. Then again, I'm looking for devils more than I am these demons that you're after.
If we hear anything about any devils, we'll be sure to let you know.
Oh, I guess
Do
that's...
you know it was devils?
My devil's a devil!
Pyra, calm down, girl. It's okay. It's okay. I still
Did you
love it.
see him take her?
No, we weren't here when it happened. We came to visit, and her estate has been empty this whole time. Information that I've collected so far say that she's been gone for 2 weeks now. So, if what you're saying, and there's adults being captured as well, then maybe I should keep tabs on what you're after as well. Maybe that's the lead I'm looking for.
Well, we're looking for these 2 parents, and they were dealing with the Hill of Might, it seems.
Pyra, are you gonna be alright, girl? You gonna be alright, love? Leave me alone! Alright. Well, until she sobers up, I won't be able to do anything outside, so to speak. But if you need my assistance any further, I'll definitely be willing to keep an ear out. So, I don't know. Check back here. I'll let you know if my contacts tell me anything.
Appreciate it. Can I do a perception check to see if anyone's listening in on us or looks very suspicious?
Yes, and Surfit, you made an insight earlier. What was that about again?
That was the insight when he was talking about that group before.
Oh, like
and
the
about
group
like,
that was right behind him.
if they could.
Yeah. He was lying about it.
No, I meant like if he was referring to himself.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Guidance is.
All right, guidance on them. All right.
What is with these Nat 4 guidances?
It's 15.
The only suspicious character is probably the known barkeep who kind of like stares at you guys, wondering if it's safe to approach you to ask if you want drinks or not. Because your conversation kind of got a little serious and you're over there by that slurry tiefling right now. But other than that, you don't see any other suspicious people except for maybe if, like, they're not suspicious in a way, it's just that you're new people in town. You are getting stares. There's a few Dragonborn who are looking at you like, oh, more outsiders, just what we need. But other than that, nobody kind of like catches your eye as like staring you down, looking for some kind of like insight on yourselves or like gathering information.
I would probably approach the gnome and ask and talk to him then.
Alright. Yeah, what do you need? I'm trying to remember what I gave him for a voice.
I'm wondering if you have knowledge of either a woman named Rita or someone that wears a cloak and that has a symbol of a claw. This Rita woman would also wear a similar cloak as well.
What's in it for me?
What do you want?
$10
How much?
10 gold.
How about 5?
This information must not be that important to you then. Let me go get you some drinks. Well, what would you have?
May I roll perception? I mean, not perception, persuasion.
Only after I hear what you're persuading him with.
Alright. Look at our kisses.
It would be a really good deed. And could throw some coin in on it. It wouldn't hurt, right? The business, after all. Some extra money in the pocket would really help out with service.
I believe I said 10 gold. I'll be right back with them drinks. Gotta plug in my headset real quick. 1 moment.
Yes.
Alright. Now that little piece does not interest him. So he's like, 10 gold or nothing. Otherwise, I go get your drinks.
Well, maybe we can might know that this gnome let us, when we find them, gave them away.
Probably might be a good idea, and this is coming from Leon too. Pay him off, He'll make sure that your name doesn't come up if you pay his price properly. Chewing him down doesn't secure you any bounties that he won't say your name out loud, if you catch my drift.
Gonna have to eat him?
Can you imagine that gnome trying to eat your friend here, and he points to Orin?
Kisses.
Well, I've heard people call them ankle biters.
I mean,
The information's worth 10 gold to me. But here's the 10.
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I paid him 10 gold.
So he...
Actually, I would say 5 gold now. The other 5 if the information is good.
I'll get those drinks for you then, and that's it. Yeah, he seems like that's not the way this works. And Leon shrugs like, may as well just give him the 10, but I understand trying to make a deal here.
Hey, Leon?
Wait, did he give his name ever?
I don't think he did yet.
Hey, mister?
Yes, dear.
If her father is missing, do you think we could take a look around the place to see if we could find something that might connect the two cases?
Are you an investigator?
A sculptor.
He looks at you like, well, then I guess not. But, indeed, though, a sculptor. What? And he's like trying to piece together, why would I let a sculptor? So you see him in deep thought about it, like, But the barkeep comes back with some ales and just hands them out. You ever change your mind? You know where I'm at. He goes back to the bar.
I don't trust him because he's a bartender. He wants just the gold. 10 gold is a lot. I don't know if the information would be good enough to warrant 10 gold.
Well, this is just silly. As Faustus kind of puts his hands at the table, sits up, and goes over toward the barkeep.
All right. So yeah,
but that's just.
We could ask around town before we come back to him.
I agree.
It's a great idea.
Well, while I'm waiting for my wife to sober up, I wish you all the best of luck. Meanwhile, Faustus, you approach the bartender. What do you want? You want to pay? You got it? What do you need?
It's like he may not quite get it, but I do understand that money talks, and he will put 10 gold onto the table.
Does indeed, does it not? Now come over here, my friend. Let's get away from prying eyes. He'll escort you to a back room near the kitchen or whatever, where he uses for an office.
But of course.
And you all see Faustus go into a back room. Or you probably walked out the door before you decided anything.
You know what?
Well, I haven't.
Yeah, now before. I mean, we haven't really left yet, but with him doing that, actually, funny little quip. Looking over, seeing this happen, seeing them go into the back room, he turns to the party and softly says,
"Why is Faustus always going for short folk?"
And he just kind of looks at himself and then shrinks himself down.
I'm gonna go listen outside.
So, you and your friends are looking for something, huh? You're looking for them hawks.
Perception check.
You won't be able to do it from where you are. They literally
I was gonna go outside the door.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's imagine that there's a door here, and then there's this open space, and then there's this office that he took him into.
Okay, never. I get it.
Yeah. So he's taking him back to a safe room to have this conversation. And yeah, you see Leon just patting the back of this red-skinned tiefling. And meanwhile, Faustus, the gnome, kind of takes you back there. A couple of the barmaids kind of whisk past you, rub up against you as you kind of take up space, and you're dancing around these barkeeps as they're trying to get out there to deal with the customers. And he takes you into an office. So, there is a warehouse on the south end of town. I hear they own this one in particular, and he writes a little note, the street name and a location on that street. Maybe if you check this out for yourself, you'll find what you're looking for. But do me a favor. You never heard it from me, and your secret is safe.
It's my secret.
Yes, I could easily sell the information that you're snooping around. Thus the 10 gold fee.
Well, that is most certainly fair, and I am myself a man of my word.
Paying the fee saves you from any espionage in the other direction. Well then, my friend, you go check that out. But you never heard it from me. You hear me? And if you did,
But of course.
those barmaids know more than barkeeping.
Well, you do have to defend yourself in these times.
Mm-hmm. Well, off you go. Get out. Unless you want to pay another 10 gold to find out where that gold nugget is.
Aren't you quite the charmer?
Yeah, you can make an insight check on that remark if you want.
I guess I'll throw guidance on myself. Not
There.
that great.
Gold nugget? Wonder how much it could be worth. It could be worth a fortune.
But then again, Faustus remembers, oh right, I come from money.
Yeah, that's true.
And just
that is
and just,
fair. Yeah.
And just
But-
sort of like leaves the office.
So, like, in the back of your mind, though, like, if my family were to ever cut me off, I should definitely come back and check this out. There you go. So, yeah. You, head out? And where's the rest of you hanging out before he comes out the door?
Probably just just waiting for him, like outside of where he was.
Meanwhile,
So
in
And
the
Mara's
street,
jumping from like, she's outside, kind of like, and like got her hand flattened against her brow, looking around.
My character would join Amara.
Eyes.
My character would just be out there kind of making sure Amara doesn't get herself in trouble.
meanwhile, Kronk, you said you're looking for a quest board or something of that nature. Make an investigation check for me. And then I'll get back to Amara here in just a moment. Yeah, that's about right.
That's what I kind of figured was going to happen too. So Tronk basically just does a lap of the entire city and ends up back up at the bar.
Alright, so 2 ideas just came to me. I need to decide which one I'm going to go with.
He's not used to counting buildings, so he got lost.
Not enough trees. Somehow, your journey takes you to the southern part of town, and you find yourself outside of a certain warehouse. I mean, it looks like a building that might have information in it. You're not familiar with where information like that is stored.
On a 1 out of 10, how dingy does this place look?
It's well kept. It's well used still. Like you can definitely see some workers pulling cargo in and out. Make a perception check as you arrive, Kronk. As you glance into the warehouse, just barely off to the side, you can see some people in cloaks. And you could swear you can almost see the gleam of a pendant hanging from their neck that kind of resembles the talon of an hawk. Meanwhile, or do you want to do anything, Kronk? I will give you a chance.
No, Kronk's just gonna watch him. He's aware of the pendant, but watches.
I was like, he's looking for a quest board. Wouldn't it be ironic if he actually found the place he needed to go to? And his low investigation, that's what I was going to do for him. A natural one for that. Alright, so with that, you are staying put. You see a possible site to look for. Meanwhile, Amara, what are we up to?
She kind of looks around. Interesting. And she goes across the street and she looks around.
You
And she
see-
starts kind of making her way.
As you're looking around, wandering the streets, you see 2 blue dragonborn children just come rushing past you, playing tag. It's a boy and a girl. And the boy slaps his sister in the back, says, "You're it." And she goes, "That's not fair." And then another woman behind them says, "Kids, get back close where I could see you." And they just kind of like slowly pass you by.
And
Yeah.
I take note of that and I keep kind of running around looking for, I guess, signs of the evil guys, bad guys. She doesn't quite know what she's looking for, but she's looking.
Make either an investigation or perception, however you want to approach this.
Investigation.
Let it be.
My character's just getting pulled along for the ride.
The Surfic is like right behind you as you're like bumping into these children and then heading down the street. You pull out like maybe a monocle or something, you're looking deep, or a magnifying glass, right? I don't know, something of that effect.
Spyglass?
I'll let you decide how you do it. I'm just being creative over here. But you start...
Well, if you're giving me a spyglass, I'll take it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, a little magnifying lens to look closely for tracks or whatnot. And...
Oh, full Sherlock Holmes?
Yes, do it. So you're looking, and then one of these kids kind of like run up to you, and you can kind of like see the inside of his nostrils up close. And he goes, "What are you doing, lady?" And he snorts. Little lightning sparks out of his mouth.
Oh. She's kind of taken aback at first at the Dragonborn, and she's like filled with like joy, and she's like,
"Oh, wow! I mean, I'm looking for bad guys."
Oh, are you part of the Kid Association?
Kid Association?
The Kid Association. It's only for kids, though. Grown-ups have an association, so we made one too.
I'm not exactly a kid, but if I was a kid, do you guys know where the bad guys are?
Make a persuasion check.
He just looks around. Lara, are you sure?
So this blue dragonborn boy who managed to get away from his mom for a moment says, "Follow me." And he leads you down the street. He sees his mom and he sees his sister kind of close together, and he can definitely tell they're looking for him. Gotta be quick. I can't let her know I'm missing. All right, and
she kind of flips you a blue quartz.
Hold this. We'll go faster.
Oh, okay. He holds it.
And she flips one to Serfect. And everybody gets long striders, so suddenly you're like...
Nice. Whoa, 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 whoa! And off you go. You're down this this alleyway, and then he points at the end of the street as you pop out of the alleyway. There, right over there. Just 3 days ago, my sister was abducted, but me and all these strangers... I know I'm not supposed to talk to strangers, but they helped my sister get out. And I was over there distracting. I threw a pebble at the woman who was trying to ride off with her.
What am I looking at?
Basically an open street where cars are just going back and forth. It's part of the main road that leads out of town, but he's pointing to the spot. He looks at us. I'm sorry. He points at an open spot in the street where he tries to imagine the cart that he faced off against, but there's nothing there. He's just relaying to you the story and showing you exactly where it happened.
Right.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Because little boy, did this girl have red hair?
He's thinking real hard about it. I'm not sure.
It look really old.
Really old? No.
Is she wearing a talon claw?
Wait, you seen that too?
Yeah! I've seen it too! You've seen it here too?
Yes, they were... Shh, I gotta get back to my mom. Starts running back down the alleyway.
Wait!
You could go catch him.
She turns to Serfect with the... She turns to Serfect with the magnifying glass. The kid is long gone.
Serfect, you know what this means?
And she like waves the magnifying glass in his face.
It means we're hot on the trail.
He nods, just looking over at your character. You get a close up of a scaly face. He goes, because it is good to know that
Well, not good to know that all this stuff is acquainted to them. We should go talk to the others. Maybe if they found anything more.
Don't want to find their secret base and then tell the others?
Kisses. Amarity! And your character look. How excited does your character look about this?
She's like, it's like somebody just recommended jacuzzi movie night with a full snack bar.
Oof. Yeah, now he's gonna furrow a bit, looking a little unsure, but red tints his face and he'll smile. He goes,
All right, Amara. We can go find them.
Operation Secret Hawk!
And she starts fretting.
and my character falls like,
Well, wait up!
So which way do you go?
I don't know. Left. No, right.
Okay, you start going north. And away you go. What?
North towards the mountains? No, the opposite direction.
Oh, you want to go south then? All right. Yeah.
I still left.
All right. Yeah. Left would have taken you south. Yeah. All right. So there you go. You guys start heading towards the mountain, or not towards the mountain, but the south side of town. Meanwhile, Faustus, you're in the tavern still, and I think Warren is as well.
Oh, there you are, Oren.
Yeah, the others went out. I don't know where they went, but I thought I'd wait.
Well, at any rate, it appears that we might have found a lead.
That's good news.
Yeah, apparently there's a particular warehouse that seems to be of high suspicion. If the information is good, we should find something there, or otherwise, well, I suppose it doesn't matter. That's just one place we've already checked.
Yeah, you're right. I guess we need to find the rest of the group. I don't know where Kronk is, and hopefully the other two. I don't know. You never know with Amara where they could be.
Well, at any rate, we could always make our way over toward this place and scope it out before we find the others. You know, like, might as well not get the entire group involved if it turns out to just be a joke.
I agree. Actually, with the walkie, I have the Rocky Talkie. What's the range on that?
What is the range on that? I think it's, 30
That's
feet?
a fantastic question. What is the range on that? Let me look that crap up.
Yeah. Get on the ball, Amara.
Imara, get on the ball.
I believe it's 30 if I'm not mistaken, though.
What?
Basically message, right?
Hey, you sent a message to me?
No, it kind of functions more like sending, because I know it has like a bigger range than that.
Yeah, but sending is like a level 3 spell, though.
Yeah, sending
Yeah, but
is
it's
the
also,
longer
but it's
one.
also technically like a.
No, see, sending is the one that can have an unlimited range.
Yeah, no, sending has a massive range.
Well,
I'm using it in another campaign, and I can literally speak to another country.
Message is really short range.
Are the rocks still activated? Because I know you gave me magic armor and Kronk magic armor as well, and then now Faustus and Cervic, but like, do the Rocky Talkies also require that, or?
Sweet summer child, when I make something, until I get rid of that ability, it's permanent.
So,
No,
the thing said sending stones in your thing, right?
That's right, and according to this, you can send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar, so as long as you hold this stone, it will work. The creature hears the message in its mind, that I didn't know, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables the creature with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message, and you can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
In this case, though, since it's sending stones, it's only to each stone. But they can be anywhere in the world, and they would still reach each other. So in this case, you would still be able to talk to each other.
So I would send Amara a message, hey, meet us back at the tavern, we know where we need to go.
You get a text back, and it says, currently on Operation Secret Hawk.
Oh,
I show that to the boss. I'm like, okay, I guess we go to the warehouse ourselves.
She is a special one, isn't she?
This is where Foss is gonna die.
Yes, boss, I agree. Sometimes I think me and you are the only two sane ones at times.
Hey, a bonding moment. Alright, so...
I mean, Surfik can be a little panicky at times, but I can trust him.
I agree, Surfik. I think he's scared of being in danger. And I kind of wish we could do something to help him with that.
Well, when you have strong friends around, it's easier to be a bit more confident.
Hopefully, I just hope he can get... this will sound more like Kronk, but he can get out of his shell a little bit more. But, sir.
Are you guys on a black screen, or do you see everything?
I see it.
Alright, cool.
I see it.
I'm over here doing doodles
You
of sorts.
see things.
Good. I wasn't sure if dynamic lighting was on this page or not. Alright, so
I guess...
Frog is the first one here, and you see a couple guys just hanging out in front of this warehouse. Now the doors are closed. The rest of the party is heading there in their own time, it seems. We'll have...
I do have...
Oh, go ahead.
I do really have a question. Do I still have the magic armor? Because from Amara.
Yeah, that just sticks around. Basically, the only way to remove that effect is if Amara just stops having that. I forget what they're called for artificers, but if she decides to switch it out for a different one, then it loses its effect.
If it's a different ability that I'm choosing, but I have 3 that I can cast as many times as I damn well please, up to a certain point per day.
If I kill you, does it go away?
I thought it was
yes,
only...
after a certain number of days equal to my intelligence
so
modifier.
even after she dies, she'll still have a chance to live with it for a little bit. Alright, cool. So I just can't kill her and then be happy. I mean, you guys got your AC, so it's good. I wouldn't do that. She's too precious. Anyway, so Kronk is the first one at this place, and everybody else is kind of like en route. As Amara and Surfik are en route, since you don't have direct information, I need an investigation check from you as you're sussing out or maybe looking for certain things.
Investigation.
Can I have advantage, Surfik?
Yeah, I'm gonna aid.
Okay, that's fair.
Action. Boom.
Oh, thank God, right? Alright, so the pair of you start going down to town, and then all of a sudden, Surfik, you see Amara going in the same direction twice, which pretty much makes you start to loop around the same block, but you're able to fix her and tell her we've already been this way, and you guys start heading south even further, until eventually you see at the corner of one of the streets your old friend Kronk, who has just been sitting here staring.
So they're walking up because it's...
Kronk, what are you doing?
They have the pennant.
Wait, what?
They have the hawk pennant.
looking a little upset at this because
Why did we fight first?
Orin and Faustus, you have a direct line to this place, so it doesn't take you long. Like, you're probably coming from the opposite direction, because you knew a shortcut.
So we just literally show up on the other side of the building.
Well, hold on. I'm going to move you over a little further. Like, you're not directly there, but you notice your allies on the other side of the street. You kind of, like, all show up at the same time, except for Kronk, who is already here waiting.
It's like, oh. Surfect, you hear a voice in your head. Surfect, what are you doing here?
I guess because Amara was looking for a child's playground hitting club, and we ended up here. Kronk apparently found the claw.
Oh, what a coincidence. We followed a lead here to this exact warehouse.
While Imbara sends a message to Orin.
Operation Stealthy Hawk was a success! We found the bad guys' base!
You know
All
what?
according to plan.
Oh.
You know what? He looks over at the place, and then he turns back and says, actually, he says this out loud as he looks over at Foss and says,
You do know you paid that gnome 10 gold to find this place, right?
So I'm fully aware, but then again, you do realize that you entirely followed Amara, not knowing at any point that she would get here, right?
he says,
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't want to go in.
as he looks back.
Can I do a check to notice anything interesting about the two people in front?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll give myself guidance. So 13.
Yeah, so these guys that are like hanging out, they look like any kind of like normal thug you would see out in front of like a warehouse that's being protected from like whatever thug things they do. So they kind of like got their leg up against the or the foot up against the wall, and they're just kicking back. There's like smoking a hookah or something, being all cool. But
I'll Faustus. Maybe we should ask them if they've heard anything about any.
what you doing, turtle? One of them says as he notices Cromp moving up.
Actually, he does whisper to Orin. Do you realize that oh, you would right? You didn't hear that. That these individuals have talons.
I am looking for the local quest board.
Oh, don't know where it is, friend. You need to go find it elsewhere. Yeah, get lost, turtle.
This looks like a place that would have the quest board.
There ain't no quest board in here. Get lost. Yeah, turtle, get lost.
I feel as though I am lost.
Oh. Make a persuasion check. This is more of a guilt trip now.
You know, while this is going on, I'm gonna make up Surfic trying to kind of mosey his way on in here as stealthily as possible.
So, hold on, let me double check something real quick. I need
Friends
to
just walking behind that guy.
Yeah, so they go up to you like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were really lost. Look, quest board, we don't have anything like that in this town. Like, the military does all the, the hard lifting, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, dude, like, you're in the wrong side of town. I'd leave if I were you.
Me and my friends have killed many a goblins, and we even killed a manticore, and we came here to help. See, that is one of my friends right there behind you with that big sword.
Ah! What are you doing here? Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a hammer, not a sword.
The big hammer behind you.
What hammer? Ah! And what do? He turns, he looks at you, and... Huh? Yeah?
I wonder if you guys can help us find some people.
You're lost, dude. You need to go. You don't belong here. Yeah, what he said.
We've heard there's been some kidnappings around. Curious if you've heard any of that.
Ain't been no kidnappings in a few days from what we heard. Yeah, no kidnappings at all.
What? I had heard that someone with pennants like yours had been killing some parents.
Yeah, just so you know, Crunk, these here on the outside don't have the pendants. You just noticed it on somebody inside, just in case. But you can definitely claim that somebody wearing the pendants, maybe, if you want. But I'll let you reword that if you want.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Yeah. So like what they've done is like they got some common looking people and just normal drab, and people who have the pendants on are inside. For clarification, in case you didn't have that earlier, and I apologize. But yeah, these two thuggish people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, you guys are all lost. You should leave.
I guess you wouldn't.
Are there any windows to this building?
Okay, I heard your question. I will answer it shortly. Orin, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You wouldn't mind us going inside and checking, would you?
Nobody's allowed in there. You're not allowed. Yeah, you gotta go. You're in the wrong side of the neighborhood.
But we saw people inside.
Yeah,
if no one's allowed inside, how come there are people inside?
Do you work here? Yeah, do you work here? I don't think so. No, you don't. You gotta go.
What about the Hill of Might?
What about them? It sounds like a hill that's mighty. Ooh.
Are these two fucking idiots?
If you haven't figured it out yet, make an insight check.
Oh my god. Okay, God, did we just find Beavis and Butthead that actually found a job?
Yeah, really. Bartolio, for my
Oh god, no. No.
Damn it,
Really
Beavis,
good.
shut up. Insight checks from anybody if you want to.
Boobies.
I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Perfect. These guys would be
But-
great friends. You should definitely get to know them better.
Nah, I'm just gonna. Is there any windows to this fucking place?
Good friends, Orin. Good friends. Okay, let's answer that question now. So warehouses like this don't have any windows down near where you are. Like if you need it, it's up on the second story. So like 20 feet up in the air, there's probably some windows to let light into the building and let air in. There's probably some ventilation on top of the building, and there might be windows on the top as well. But as far as ground level goes, there is no way to access windows at all. Like it's just a solid building all the way around.
Staying near each other, he looks at us.
Amara, let's find a ladder. Let's see if we can go on top of this place and go down.
How tall are you?
This is.
Amara, I wouldn't say that I'm the tallest guy around. Why do you say that?
He's trying to shrink himself.
She's measuring if, hypothetically, Amara stood on Serafek's shoulders, would she be tall enough to get to the second floor?
He's 5'7".
And he said,
not. Yeah, it's like 20 feet up to the.
And it's probably like a smooth wall, too.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another door.
Maybe. This is the front.
She checks.
He's going with her.
Alright, so yeah, this building kind of slants off towards the east and west side accordingly. Like, where you're at on the map is like where the wall starts, so I didn't have time to draw it north and south, so like the edge of the map is that north and south wall. And so traveling along this little alleyway between another warehouse to the right, you kind of like scavenge down. There seems to be a fire escape-like structure, probably 10 feet up in the air, 15 feet in the air actually, and it's like the ladder is pulled up.
Any crates or barrels nearby?
Make an perception check. We'll see what's around. I'll let your perception decide if there are or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna help with that.
Magnifying glass?
I'm gonna help.
Okay, that works too. Yeah, you can use your magnifying glass. You see a crate that's like literally right in front of you, and then you realize, oh, that you're looking through the lens, and it's like 2 feet off to the side. There's like 3 or 4 boxes, but they look like they were being thrown out. But definitely like a 3x3 crate square.
Come on.
And Mara's like gonna start like moving this thing with Serafek.
Yeah, my character helps.
All right, easily enough. And like I said, they're 3 foot tall, 3 foot wide, cube. So 3, 6, 9. You could probably get it 9 feet tall before anything. But what's your intent? What do you want to do here?
Get up there! And we're gonna. She's gonna tell him, let's try and stand on the box to get to the fire escape.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be.
Alright, let's go.
Nothing could go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, are you just putting them straight up? Like,
No, staircase.
Well,
paint this picture for me.
Imara's going to pull out a bit of rope and tie one of her pistons to it, and she's going to kind of use it as a weight to launch it over one of the rails of the ladder and kind of pull it taut.
Make a dexterity throw for, like, tossing it up there and catching it.
A check.
Yeah, dexterity check. Pling, clunk, clunk, clunk. Doesn't go up there. It lands right at your feet. You're welcome to try again.
Alright, so the ladder's still a little too high.
She's trying to secure some, yeah, that time it kind of...
Sorry.
Oh no, it catches on one of the bottom rings of the ladder and it kind of like goes taunt, and you're able to like jerk it a bit. You think?
Ladder doesn't come down?
You might need to do an athletics check if you want it to come down.
Amara, let me help you out.
And you can have advantage
All right.
with his help. So, from the alleyway, as you guys are still having this dude talk with these thugs, you hear a loud as a rusted ladder comes spiraling down. And yes, the ladder comes down, but it also came with noise, and everybody in the vicinity heard it. What do any of you do?
And she kind of puts a finger to her mouth, and she says, "Come on!" And she starts taking Seraphic's hand and running farther down the alleyway, turning a corner, and hiding.
Amara! Once they're behind, like, damn it.
Hey, there was a noise over there, dude. I know, dude. Let's go check it out. And
yeah,
unless you guys decide to stop them or anything, we're gonna go check out that
grapple.
I'm gonna grapple too.
Oh God. Okay, go for it. So athletics checks from you, and I'll roll their dex.
Oh, athletics, sorry.
Yeah. Strength will work, I guess. Get an 18 on the first guy, and I get a 3 on the second guy. So this guy starts running away, and he's like, "Whoa!" And Kronk grapples this guy here. "Hey, let me go, Turtle Man! You're not fit for this. You're not ready for this." And he's struggling, trying to get out. Go ahead.
Could Faustus just blast him with an Eldritch while he's just running?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should go inside and see if something landed on someone inside.
All right, so Faustus, you're gonna Eldritch Blast, as we're kind of like doing a turn here in a way. So go ahead.
And you miss.
Wait, did it? No, he hit.
Oh!
Holy shit, he hit.
Hey. All right, and you kill him. Good job.
Faustus, no!
I'm not the murderer in this game.
So he goes running, and then all of a sudden, your shot that comes out. You can describe it if you like.
Yeah, just this big ball of like what looks to be fired, just zooms forth from Faustus and lands this guy straight in the middle of his back, killing him instantly.
Yeah, he gets launched forward, and then you can almost swear, like you, Faustus, could see his soul shake out of his body before he died, and then he just falls over dead. Oh, yeah, these guys were bros, and he goes, "Bro, no, dude, you gotta let me go. What did you do? Hey, let me go!" And he's like pounding on your shell.
Could someone please put something over his mouth?
I'm gonna knock.
You're gonna what?
Can I knock him out so he's just
make
unconscious?
Make an attack roll on him. You have advantage, and just make it non-lethal, and you can knock him out.
So should I just hit him with my fist?
You can hit him with the mace if you want. You just be like using the butt in, but you'll still do the damage, and it'll be non-lethal.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God!
You don't even have to roll damage on it. You knocked him the fuck out.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were saying, you were
you were a little rough with that. You knocked him out until next week, so you may have knocked him into an unconscious state.
Maybe he has amnesia.
Yeah, I don't think he's waking up anytime soon. You know what? Roll the damage anyway. Let's find out.
Oh, God.
This will determine how many hours. Alright, so there you go. He's out for 8 hours. And you guys are standing out in front of this building. Let's see. It's not totally broad daylight. It's about, 5 in the evening?
I'm gonna check to see if there's anything important on them.
I'd like to note this was out in the public.
Yeah. Make an investigation check, and I will let you know if anything publicly happens. Kronk
Give him
nods.
my guidance.
Just killed your guard. We're coming in.
Jeez.
Or
Look at these guidance rolls.
I mean, those are good, but the other roll's not so good. But anyway, you
well,
do...
the thing, so 4 and 4 because you only rolled the guidance once, so that's why you see 4 and 4.
Yeah.
But you've been critting almost every time.
That's fine.
I rolled 3 last time.
Oh, excuse me. Alright, so with your 14, you do find, like, a key to the front door.
I got a key.
The door seems to be stuck.
I got a key.
So please don't force that door unless you want more people to know that we're here.
On the other side, you hear, "Who's there?"
It is I, Kronk.
Kronk. Do any of you know who Kronk is? I don't know who Kronk is.
I killed your friend.
We don't know you, Kronk.
I am looking for the quest board.
God.
What happened to the guys we put out front? I don't know.
They are on, having a nap.
What? Jesus. Alright. So even without having to use the key on the lock, you can hear locks unlocking and the doors swing open. Meanwhile, before I paint this picture for you, Amara and Surfik, you have a moment. What are you guys doing?
So
Our
at
characters
first, the commotion happened, and we were like waiting to see, you know, maybe they come around the corner, we cause a distraction, and it's like,
They're the bad guys.
Crunk and I were talking with her. What was that noise?
They're hearing the blast.
Yeah.
Oh.
and then just like dispatched later.
Maybe we should go up the fire escape.
Should we?
Yeah, let's take a peek.
And Amara starts going up the fire escape to go check in windows.
There you go.
My character follows, and as he's climbing up with him or with her, he does turn his face away too, making it a bit of a grimace because he is behind her going up the staircase.
I do that on purpose to Tifa all the time.
Yeah, my
Climbing
character's
up
more
the stairs.
funny.
Yeah. So you climb up the stairs, get to the top, and you see a small pathway, like a walking path that's on the edge of this building. And there's some glass parts to the building that kind of slant into the roof that you could probably look into. And then there's also a door that leads down, perhaps, a door that kind of leads to the roof from inside, you assume. I mean, why would a door be up here otherwise, right?
Yeah.
First, taking a look in the windows, what's inside?
Make a perception check.
Character slowly slithers up beside her and peeks in as well.
Both of you make perception checks individually.
Finally, I didn't roll thing.
Yeah, Amara must have her magnifying glass out because she's just looking directly at whatever's in this place, and it's just right up in her face, so all she sees is black texture. Surfik, you can kind of make out the shapes of textiles and materials and other things, different types of bundles. This is a warehouse that is actually holding stuff inside. You see crates, boxes, and all kinds of machinations in here of storage. You definitely see, like I said, textiles, and then there's some bars, iron bars off into one side, some silver bars that are off to one side, and it's just all kinds of different trade goods just stacked into this warehouse.
Well, for a split moment, money signs appear in my character's eyes
Cha-ching.
before he finally goes,
It is good that the kobold didn't follow us. This place is a fire hazard.
Thank you for reminding me there's a kobold.
Oh no.
oh god.
Any bad guys in there? Should we break and enter?
Kisses.
Well, we already were with the fire escape, and I'm not sure what that noise was at. Maybe we should look over the edge and see what happened in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, and my character begins to scurry on over, almost kind of like on fours, crawling over to the side of the ledge, and he'll sneak on over this side to see this fucking murder scene.
Yeah,
Blood.
you look down and you see this person dead from a blast, and another person who, well, you probably can't see him. He's like directly underneath the sill, but you kind of make out the shadows of your allies by the doorway as they're just waiting, and then this door is starting to open. And I'm in the middle of debating on whether or not we should call it right there so I can prepare the next scene more properly.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, let's do that, because I think this might be a good place for a battle that we're going to
Actually,
deal with.
Do you mind if I do one last thing before we kill the session?
As long as it's
roll...
before you jump in there, then yeah, we can do whatever.
Of course. May I roll a wisdom scene? What is that? Wisdom save. And if it's really low, I'm going to do something that'll be pretty alarming.
Well, that's on you. Go for it.
Alright, as he looks horrified at the blood splatter of this poor guard who just got killed for a moment, because they haven't really killed any, like, they've killed goblins and stuff and manticores, but they haven't really killed people yet. Mm-hmm. So, like, he begins to, like, he was going to scream, but he clamps his hand around his mouth and goes,
Why is that guy all messy looking?
They killed him, Amara!
Oh no.
Kronk and Orion and Faustus wouldn't do that. They're good guys.
Alright, that's blood.
Must have fell into...
Maybe it was the other guy.
We is such a strong word. Yeah, that's true.
Looks down. The body looks charred, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can see, like, the part of his back has been burned.
Looks back.
I don't think the other guard knows magic.
Amara is just kind of in blind belief.
They wouldn't do anything like that.
My character's just making a big old frown. He looks white as a ghost.
Amara's just confused. That doesn't make any sense.
Well then,
I'd say, yeah, it's got there.
Well, that's a Bunsen burner, ain't it? And meanwhile, the front door opens, and it will reveal to you next week what we see behind it. And hopefully, I'll have a more set up warehouse. This was kind of like on a quick moment here, but yeah, we'll go ahead and call session there for now. And I hope everybody had a wonderful time. Kronk, finding the location first. What wonderful skills you got, but unfortunately we just can't find that quest board.
It's in there, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just have to get in and check, right? There you go. Alright, well, thank you everybody for coming out. If you enjoyed what you watched, I hope you support the channel by continuing to watch us on other streams. We will stream Wednesday night. Curse of Straw, join us as we go into that. Our Harrowwind tale has reached its ending, so if you want to check out any of the Harrowhelm that Silhouette's a part of, you can check out those VODs in the library on our YouTube channel, which will be deleted soon from Twitch because just how Twitch works. And if you're interested in joining Silhouette's campaigns, you should definitely give her a message in Discord. Join our Discord by typing !Discord, and then you can catch her there if you need her. Join us every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, where we will start having our open roleplay, and some of our roleplay from Friday has bled into Monday's campaign. Hope you all enjoyed that little cookie. And with that, I guess that's everything. Join us again next week, Monday, where we come back and see what happens at the warehouse. And yeah, with that, go ahead and say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook.
Good night, everybody!
Savor your night.
Bye-bye!
Night, everyone.
My friends are murderers.
Just one.
Just one. And with that, guys, if you hang around, I will do a raid to get you some more cookie clusters, because I'm all about that. But I just have one question. Do you hear the calling?